What's up, everyone? Hetzer with a pretty sweet comment in the chat. We were talking in the Discord about the clown that is the fantasy football counselor. Check out his shit if you want to have a good laugh. Elik Iomanur. Elik Iomanur is what he calls him. I'm gonna have a big year this year, guys. In one short he put out, he was talking about Calvin Ridley, I think. No, he was talking about Wan'Dale Robinson, and he mispronounced 2 out of the 4 Titans skill players. It was Alik, even though it's Elik, and then he called him Io Manure, even though it's Io Manor. And then he called Shamir DK like he mispronounced the first name. It's Shamir, and then he called him Dikey, Dikey. It's Shamir DK. So part of it's trolling, but I feel like he also has just mispronounced them in the past, and he rolls with it because he wants to be funny. Like, honestly, you watch this show, like, I am pretty fucking funny, and like mispronouncing names isn't funny. It's just stupid. It's like what a fucking child would do. So if that's his comedy in a show, hell, man. I'm sure a lot of like 12-year-olds find that funny, but no, I like more talking about hairy buttholes and things like that in real life stories, not mispronouncing NFL name. Like Bijan is the best because fucking best player in football. And Bijan. He's like, no, it's Bijan. The guy doesn't know how to pronounce his own name. And he's an expert on the English language. Anyways, how you guys doing? It is a Monday late stream. Gonna do a Draftkings best ball draft. This is number 5 for me on Draftkings. I've already done about 16 Underdog. I prefer Draftkings. I like the price points. I like the full PPR. I'm curious to see if JSN is going to go up a little bit based on that contract. I could see someone, seeing the contract and taking him ahead of Chase or Puka. GT Bijan is my homegirl. Yeah, Bijan. So Mouth actually predicted this JSN contract. And, essentially what it does is it makes $30 million, $25 to $30 million a year wide receivers kind of the middle ground. Like, not for like a 3, but for a normal 2. So maybe the Alec Pierce contract isn't as bad as we thought, I guess, is my first reaction to that. But it's a lot of money. I mean, JSN earned it. If I'm the Cowboys, I put this in. I think I just texted this to Mouth. But if I'm the Cowboys, I am offering right now. I'm offering George Pickens like 3 years, $100 million, and like with maybe $5 million a year in incentives. Because if he plays well, you're definitely going to lose him. If he plays well, he's going to command like $38 million a year, and like he's not worth $38 million a year. I'm sorry, that would be the same money as Jamar Chase. And I understand that every year, the cap goes up, so there's more money to be had, and that there's new players breaking ground. Look at what Linderbaum did, but George Pickens is going to get a giant payday, and he's just got to be so pissed about that franchise tag. And JSN's one thing, like he definitely earned it. He was probably the best receiver in football last year. But guys like Wan'Dale Robinson and Alec Pierce, like, there's no way he would have made less than Alec Pierce. He's just a better player than Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce did it in 1 year, and you could say George Pickens is a 1-year wonder, but his 1 year was 90 catches, like 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns, where Alec Pierce had caught 47 balls last year. Far different production, and also just different player profiles. Still waiting on 2 people in this draft. It's been stuck on 2 for a while. It'll fill up here shortly. Get your comments in, get to those before we hit the draft up. Yeah, so it's $146 million for 4 years. I think it might be more than that. I think it's $40 million a year. I could be wrong. Well, CeeDee Lamb already makes the bag. He already makes top 5 money, Hetzer. Now he's essentially underpaid now. So what happens is if you sign this deal, if you sign a deal in 2023 or 2024, now even if you're elites, you're going to be underpaid because in 2 years the cap goes up 15 or 20%, and everyone is just lapping you. So it's about when you sign your contract, honestly. 100%. They're exact opposites, Hetzer. Alec Pierce is the consummate team guy. You never hear him talk about himself. And that's probably why they wanted to keep him around so bad. But, like, I don't care. It's nice and all. But, like, I also want production on the field and talent. And he's a very talented player, but George Pickens is much more talented. So, and you've seen a lot of these guys. You can survive with a diva receiver. You saw it with Chad Ochocinco. You've seen it with A.J. Brown more recently. Randy Moss for a couple years was that guy. I mean, these guys have egos, and that's what makes them great. Not everyone can be Larry Fitzgerald, guys. Larry Fitzgerald that's why he's one of the best receivers of all time, because that dude just did his fucking job, shut his mouth, blocked like amazing, never dropped passes. Never heard a peep out of that guy. No scandals. No issues with teammates or coaches. Even when they, he played on some really bad teams. Larry Fitzgerald played on some god awful teams with some god awful quarterbacks, and he just fucking put his head down and went to work, and just put up some all-time legendary numbers. I think the best stat still I've ever heard was Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than drops. I know drops is kind of an arbitrary stat, like it's an opinion kind of, but I believe that stat, and that just means that he had some bad quarterback play, so he was able to make some tackles because all the interceptions that his quarterbacks threw. But to have more tackles than drops that's like in baseball as a hitter having more walks than strikeouts. Like you just don't see it, and also being a power hitter, you just don't see it. Wally, I'm going to join one of these leagues. Join this one, Wally, if you want. We still got 2 spots. It's the mini camp on Draftkings. Let's take a look. Sometimes it doesn't upgrade. We have one more spot open on this one. 11 out of 12. One more spot, and we're drafting, boys. I might do an underdog draft after this. We'll see how it goes. I had a pretty long day. My wife had her wisdom teeth taken out this morning. Pretty funny, though. She was super drugged up. They put her under this morning. She was super fucked up driving home. She didn't drive. I drove her home. Just funny conversations. And I convinced her that she told the dentist that she jerked off a dog. And shout out to Ted, the TV show Ted. I don't know if you guys have probably all seen the movie, but shout out also Big Ray, who was the one that turned me on to the show. I knew it existed, but I hadn't watched it. The second season just finished up. Fucking epic, man. Even funnier than the movies. And there's a scene in there where the dad, essentially, Mark Wahlberg's character, he's like 16. It's like a prequel. His dad was a Vietnam veteran, and he's so scared to get a colonoscopy because he's worried about like going under and what he's going to say. And they're like, what are you so scared about? He's like, he tells him, he's like, I jerked off a dog in the Vietnam War. So yeah, I convinced her that for like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. I finally had to tell her, like, no, you didn't say that because you didn't jerk off a dog. At least I hope she didn't jerk off a dog. Hetzer, the drugs they put you on for that stuff is great. I got all my wisdom teeth pulled and I was way too fucked up. Yeah, she was essentially like that loopy. It's like almost like a mix between if you ever see someone that like drinks and then takes some pills, like prescription pills, and like it just hits them. It's exactly what it's like. Yeah, I wouldn't mind fucking around with some of that shit. I like to have a good time, All right, we're still waiting on one more for this draft.
Very nice performance. Very nice and clean performance. Very, very, very nice. Which one of these talented entertainers, who I am not attracted to at all, will be the winner?
Which one will be the winner? All right. We need some motherfuckers to join. Come on, one more person. One more person needs to join. Whether it's someone from this video right now or just a rando. I've had some bad luck drafting with you guys just because I think like you guys have seen me do so many of these, and some of my guys get pillaged from me, where if it's randoms, I'm getting those guys all at ADP. If I'm drafting with you guys, they're going around early. Which is fine. I don't also want a million shares of every player I like, especially this early. Here we go. We are in, boys. We have the 7th pick. I have not picked at 7. Kind of a little shit dead zone here. I hope I can get McCaffrey. JT, I think I would take St. Brown over JT, or even CeeDee Lamb over JT, just because it's full PPR. There is bonuses in this, though. So there's a 100-yard bonus, which makes a player like JT a little bit more appealing. And it's not even fuck around. JT had pretty good passing game production last year. When Daniel Jones was healthy, he was averaging like 2.5 catches a game, which isn't amazing, but like if you get a player like JT with his rushing prowess and touchdown upside, if he catches 50 balls, even 40, 45 balls, that's elite production out of him. That's always the Derrick Henry thing. Like if Derrick Henry, he always catches like 23 to 24 balls a year. If he could up that to like 32, like Derrick Henry would have been, he was always like RB2, RB3 with those epic rushing seasons, just because there'd be a guy with 80% of the rushing production, but he'd have 60 catches. I never understood why Derrick Henry wasn't used more in the passing game. I know he's limited in that role, but he's also elite with the ball in his hands. We can get ahead of steam. And like the best way to get ahead of steam for Derrick Henry is just to give him a little fucking flip pass, right? Like a little swing pass and even a design screen and with a couple blockers out front. And like he's not awful. His hands aren't awful. He just can't like make plays in the passing game. Jay Moore, thoughts on the JSN contract, and will Puka get paid more? Puka will definitely get paid more because Puka has done this for 3 seasons now, and JSN's only done it for 1.5. I want to say. I mean, 2024 was a good year for him. It was 100 catches, barely 1,000 yards, I believe, and like 6 touchdowns. But Puka per game is unreal. And I guess the counter to that is JSN has been an Iron Man throughout his career. He actually got injured in college a little bit. But in the NFL, he has not missed a game, I don't believe. And Puka is, he actually plays more, but he's always banged up. And he plays so goddamn hard. Where JSN's a ballerina out there. Like, how often do you see JSN actually taking like a big lick? Like, you just don't see it. But I like it. I mean, it is what it is. The thing is, this year it might look like a little bit much. But come 2027, the cap will go up even more, and that'll be a pretty fair contract. JSN's not better than Chase or JJ, and how about CD Lamb or JSN? JSN is younger. He's in that line. Like, I'm in the same boat. I got in a lot of trouble for some people that I was saying last year. Even during the year, I still take Justin Jefferson. And I know it didn't age well because the years they both had, but that wasn't Justin Jefferson's fault. JSN, I love him, but talk to me when you do it for more than 1 year. That's all I got to say. All right, let's take a gander at the board here, boys. And I get the comments off here. Pretty standard. Nope, JSN did not go up to 5. There goes JSN at 5. I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor or St. Brown. Unless this guy lets me have CMC, I guess we shall see. Nope. We're going to take Taylor. You know what? I want the running back. That's fine. He's going to get a lot of dump downs this year. He was getting them last year, like I said, but not the upside of receptions that a guy like CMC has. All right. Let's go to the board. It's pretty standard. Nothing crazy here. Ashton Genty at 10. Might be a little early, but I don't hate that. Up in 7 picks. Keep on getting your comments in. I will read them as I get to them.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
All right. Hey, I think we got a sub from this video already. Guys, if we get 30 subs, super chat dollars, and likes on the video, I will pop in another one, probably an underdog one to mix it up after this. Like I said, 30 total combines all these things right here. Likes, super chats, dollars, and subscribers total on this video. By the end of this draft, I will pop in another one. So A-Chain and James Cook there at the turn. Justin Jefferson at 11. We're up in 3 picks. There goes Kenneth Walker. I would take either of these gentlemen. I don't have a single share of Jeremiah Love yet. There. I'm sitting pretty. Let me get either of those guys. 4 guys in my queue. It's what I like to do, guys. When you're drafting, I always set my queue. Internet issues. I hate not, getting auto drafted. And always set your queue 1 over the amount of picks you have. See, I have 2 picks right now. I have 4 guys in my queue. So if I'm up in 6 picks, I like to have 7 guys in there. At least like the number. It's rare that they're all, especially in the early rounds, they all will go off. In the later rounds, you're fine with like 5 guys in your queue with 7 picks to go because people are going to spread out positions and just make some weird picks. But my rule of thumb, I always do that. I always yell at my wife when she's drafting and she doesn't do that and she panics. It's like, this way you don't panic because at least you know who you're going to take. And then you don't have to take the guy in your queue, but at least you have that in your back pocket. Trey McBride at pick 16. That is a little bit early for me. You doing a B-Day stream? Yeah, well, most likely. I'm going to see a concert. Let's see. We're going to get a Marion Hampton. This is cool. It's a nice start right here. JT and a Marion Hampton at 17. Yeah, Thursday night's my birthday, so I will probably be doing one. It'll be a late stream, probably around this time, 11-ish. Storey is out of town on business. Nick O is on vacation with his family. He's going like a 10 or 11-day vacation. Tom TD has weird work hours, so it'll probably be me and Ray. Ray is the Swiss Army knife of this channel. Gotta love that guy. So probably just be me and Ray doing like an open bar type show. I don't know if you guys tuned in on a Saturday. It was a pretty wild show. It got off the rails like 5 different times. This is a nice start. Drake London, JSN. Love that. This guy's going, Sir Williams 92 is going all Bengals. Chase Brown. Watch him take, oh, God damn it. I did make the statements. I regretted it the second I said it. I said, this is my birthday week. Again, not that I celebrate it like this, but my wife likes doing things. I have like some family obligations, stuff like that. So it limits, a couple days I would normally go and do it. Like Friday, I can't because I have family coming over. Erica's family's coming over. I'm not going to do a stream. Sometimes I do when they're here, but I'm not going to do it then. So I didn't mean it like that, GT, but I get why you guys would make fun of me and call me a princess or a sorority chick. Because they celebrate like their birthday month. And oh my God, look at me. It's not what I meant. But especially for me, 38 years old, that ain't shit. That's like probably one of the most dumb numbers. You're closer to 40. I don't give a shit. Never really care about my birthday, honestly. Although it's my birthday week, guys. Yeah. Pour some shots. Buy me some stuff. Here's Helen Hunt. Hi, Helen. She is not 38 years old. If you guys can't tell from the picture there.
Excuse me, sir. This is private property. What are you doing?
Just taking it all in.
You're staring at my daughter's bedroom.
She's really grown into her body. This is going to be a fun summer for her.
Hetzer's a 38 special. Hold on closely, but don't let go. If you hang too tightly, you're going to lose control. And GT with a great comment. Every day is a gift, brother. Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. It's a shame that we don't often think of that, when we're, having a bad day or having to run errands or shit like that. It seems monotonous and sometimes you get frustrated. And people are assholes too sometimes. But it is a gift, man. And it sucks that a lot of people have to wait for that to be taken away from them, whether it's their freedom, whether it's their health, to realize that. Okay, Josh Allen's off the board. We need to go receiver here. So Chris Olave. T. Higgins. I'll put 2 guys on my queue here. Either of those gentlemen be fine. There goes. Man, I would have loved to get Travis Etienne and go running back. What's the earliest you've taken a quarterback in best ball? This year, I have 0 shit. I think I have a couple Jaden Daniels. I think I have more than a couple Jaden Daniels. Take Chris Olave way after ADP. I have no shares of Josh Allen. Yeah, I got you, Jay. Shout out Jay, by the way. Jay, I'm gonna be sending you a shirt here shortly. Hopefully you win the hat giveaway, Jay. I'm drawing it here in a couple days for March. There's only 3 names left in there that don't have hats that are in the pro tier and above. So I'll just send you both at the same time if you do win that. Otherwise, I didn't forget about your shirt that you won for the Super Bowl pick. You'll be getting one of these, baby. So I'll get your info and I'll send it to you. Earliest I've drafted a quarterback, like I said, I think I might have 1 Lamar share, so it would have been probably in the 4th round. I'm fine with taking early quarterback at times if it's value in redraft, because I can fill in the parts later and stuff like that. But when I can just pair 3 guys together, I am not about taking any of the early guys unless they fall like 8 to 10 picks after ADP. I also love so many of the late quarterbacks. I love the stretch. Obviously this stretch is nice too. Dart, Herbert, Stafford, Mahomes, Purdy, Nix, Goff, even Kyler, Love, Baker. Those guys are kind of in no man's land. But even like this stretch of Shuck, Malik Willis, CJ Stroud, Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Cam Ward. Dude, I'm fine with all those guys as my quarterback too. The only issue I've run into a little bit with waiting is sometimes you get fucked, and like if you're waiting to pair like 3 of those late guys, and there's a bunch of quarterbacks that go on a run, then you have to kind of reach for some of those guys, and the value isn't really there, and you're stuck with a Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Geno Smith or something, which isn't the worst thing in the world, honestly. If you get them all after ADP, it'd be fine, but you end up having to reach on them because you have to take them in consecutive picks. So I hate that. So I like to get one steady top 14 guy, and then I can pair Cam Ward and a guy like Ty Simpson. For next year up, who would you rather have? Zay Flowers or Jameson Williams? Flowers, right? Have PPR. Yeah, it's Flowers, man. I'm a big Zay Flowers guy. So look at how early David Montgomery went. He went right after Bucky Irving. Val, I'll get to your comment here in a second, Furious. Let me just make my pick. So I need a receiver. Too early for Lamar. Let's go. Get one of these guys. Yes, dude. Garrett Wilson. Fucking ride my cock, baby. This team's getting spicy. This team's getting spicy right now. Olave and Wilson. Fucking love this shit. This guy's got 4 running backs. Genty, Love. See, that's too much now. He needs a punt running back. He needs to take one more in like the 15th round. He's going to make this team work. That's just too much value. Too much he's given into running back. So, yeah, it's definitely Zay Flowers for me over Jameson Williams. I would say I like Zay Flowers even more in full PPR and half PPR. It's a little closer because Jameson Williams, what does he cap out at? Would you say caps out at about 65, 70 receptions? We just saw Zay Flowers. I don't know the number off the top of my head. I think he had 90 receptions last year. So half PPR, it's a little closer. In standard, you could sell me on. I might take Jameson Williams in standard because the yardage totals, the big games, and the touchdowns. Isn't best ball just all about volatility? Yeah, you want guys that are more boom or bust. But honestly, Furious, I would argue that the biggest key to best ball is roster construction and knowing when to take certain positions, right? And like if you like this guy that took 4 running backs in a row, he has to hammer receiver. He can't take more than 5 in this team total, and he could not take one in the next 5 rounds. If he does that, he's wasting a pick because how often is that guy going to crack his lineup? It'll be fine, but he just won't win. He won't even advance. Here we go. My boy, Mouse South. What up, bro? More education. Ty Simpson. More and more, I think, goes to Arizona. I think Miami is trading A-Chain for the 12 and the 12 for 3 and Connor, and AZ drafts Ty Simpson. I just saw a mock. Who did it? The Goat House. Guy I went to high school with. He's actually really good if you want to check out his channel. Does a lot of real-life NFL stuff. They mocked him to Arizona in the 3rd pick of the 2nd round. I don't think he's fallen out of the 1st round, though, Mouth. By the way, guys, shout out Mouth South, who did predict the JSN contract pretty much to a T. I think you said, what did you say, Mouth, exactly? Give us, I think you said exactly $40 million for that contract. There goes Joe Burrow. Oh, man, we got some value here, boys. $42 million per season. We're going to take – I'm taking Terry McLaurin. I'm going straight upside. Fuck Ladd McConkey. We're building a pretty nice one here, guys. Yeah, he said $42 million per year. Okay. Again, real quick, guys, shout out. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so shout out to Downtown Sports over there at Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Mouth and Beast, John and John, where sports come home every single Tuesday. Check out their show. Link is in the description if you just want to click on that. Or in the Discord, you can see all the videos that he posts them when they come out every Tuesday. Only one show a week, guys. Sometimes they do back-to-back shows on Tuesday, but it's one day a week. Check them out because it's the truth. A little better than the fantasy football counselor, which is crazy that guy has all those subs. There goes Ladd McConkey. Let's see. Furious says, I think Tootin will be a top 8 running back this year if he stays healthy. You know what, Furious? I implore you to go watch his film from last year. There's a YouTube video up. It's like 13 minutes. It's every single touch, every target, every time he was on the field making a play or getting targeted. His film sucks. Honestly, I thought the same thing. I was all about Tootin. My first 5 drafts before the ETN signing, he was going in the 80s. I was scooping him up everywhere. I like him there. Right now, he's going a little too high for me. I know it doesn't seem like Chris Rodriguez is much of a threat, but he was also tied with Liam Cohen in Kentucky in college when Liam Cohen coached there. But watch Tootin's film, man. He's a rook, and his vision's bad. His balance is not very good. He's very strong. He's very fast for his size. So he's decent pass catcher, but his film was not impressive to me at all. So I'm worried about him. Scatabo, Earl Fannin, Caleb J. Oh God, let's do it. Guys, we're building a monster right now. This is a team. So yeah, everyone should don't just take my word for it. Go. It's only a 13-minute video, guys. After the stream, Go watch yourself some Bayshell Tootin every single touch from his rookie year. And you will agree with me, man. He looks like a rookie. Now, he could turn a corner, he could get better. But it was I'll get you a Hatcher. Give me a second. Let's go. We just got Jaden Daniels. Stacking isn't as important in DraftKings because it's full PPR and there's bonuses. But we have a team right now, guys. And sorry about the Hetzer. I will find your question. Here we go. All right, DJ Moore or Christian Watson have PPR. This is DJ Moore for me. It's just strictly based on availability. I know Christian Watson stayed healthy last year, even though he took that giant hit in that, I think it was a Denver game. He came back pretty early from that. And I think he's got his hamstring issues figured out, I think, but I don't know. So I am going to lean the DJ Moore, the guy tied to Josh Allen. There's a chance Matthew Golden steps up. They still like Jaden Reed. Tucker Kraft's coming back. Josh Jacobs pillages touchdowns in the goal line. I know Christian Watson's film was awesome last year. He's a monster of a man. I'm going to go with the safe route. I can see someone going Christian Watson. He's more of the upside swing for sure. But give me DJ Moore. What do you guys think? Craig, Burden is a fantasy darling right now. He is a hipster's darling. I'm still taking Rome Odunze over Luther Burden. Mouth was off by $500K only total for the contract. Travis Hunter's getting all this screen work next year. Watch. What do you think, Mouth? What do you think the splits are going to be for Travis Hunter? I'm going to hear your opinion. Travis Hunter defensive split versus offensive split, because I'm not believing the coaches. I think they have to just choose one side of the ball for the kid because it's just a lot. The NFL, it's a lot. Besides just the taxing that it does in the body, the amount of taxes the body, it's mental, man, mental reps. And he's not fucking Albert Einstein out there, man. Like it's a lot of work to go in both defensive back rooms and the wide receiver rooms. A lot of guys struggle just being a wide receiver or a defensive back. So what do you think the split's going to be? I'm projecting it to be like 12 to 15 snaps on defense and like a 50% share of wide receiver route snaps, because they already have, they have a great wide receiver room. Brian Thomas is fine. He'll come back. They love Parker Washington, and Jacoby Myers got paid. He's a pro. Up in 3 picks. Guys, let's take a look at the team. The team is looking pretty. JT Hampton, Olave Wilson McLaurin, and Jaden Daniels. This is a dream start for me. Dream starts. Let's see. Who do we think is the best breakout quarterback? Yeah, Jackson. I mean, I still think it's Jaden Daniels, but he's going a little higher. Like Jaden Daniels has quarterback 1 potential, right? And if they can bring another receiver in for Jackson Dart or solidify that offensive line a bit more, I could see it. So Caleb is still available. Holy shit. Do I just take Caleb and get done with it? Tyson, Pearsall, Fannin. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take the value. I'm going to take Caleb Williams. I'm going to take the value. He's got to hope they don't have the same bye week. I'm only taking 2 quarterbacks in this team. It's a weird strategy, but I just got him 16, 15 picks after ADP. So we're going to do that, and we're going to be done at quarterback, and I can just stack the other positions. Rarely do I do that. I never take 2 somewhat early quarterbacks, but value is too good, and I think that's going to start a quarterback run. There goes Drake May. If this can start a quarterback run, like this guy already took Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Hurts way ahead of Caleb, which doesn't usually happen. So I need to start a quarterback run here, and that'll be a great pick. Yeah, it's close. Watson versus DJ Moore is really close. We also have to see. I doubt that Green Bay brings in anyone with even a day 2 pick at wide receiver. They have a lot of holes to fill. I could see the Bills taking a round 2 receiver. And if that's the case, then I would probably go Watson. But if they go status quo, the Bills, with their current wide receiver room, with Dalton Kincaid, as a tight end, and just Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, yeah. Let's see. Hunter is playing dime packages on D and screen packages offense. All right. They tried doing that last year a little bit with those high value touches, Mouth. It didn't really work. And is there any quarterbacks that have gone since then? What the fuck? Okay, Matt Stafford went good. So I started the run a little bit. A little behind on some of these positions. So let's see what we can get here. I'm going to wait one more for... Oh, Ricky P's available. Kyle Pitts and Sam Laporta are available. Let's do it. I might take Kyle Pitts here. I'm shooting for upside. I think he has more upside than Laporta. We're going to take Kyle Pitts. This is a very interesting team here. And I need a running back with the next pick. Put some guys in my queue here. It's going to be Monungai, Corum, Gainwell, Price. Okay. Hopefully the back-to-back quarterback. There goes Jackson Dart. Good. This is what I need. Guys, this guy has one. Okay. They all have one quarterback. I need someone to double up here. What's going on, Silver? I didn't call you Devious this time. Silver, that's his name. How you doing, man? I think his film is mid, but he's so explosive and he's strong enough to get goal line. No, I get it. Furious. The question is, if he earns the touches like in that offense with Liam Cohen, it's going to be amazing. And that's, to your point, top 8. I'm just concerned that they love LaQuint Allen. Was probably the best pass protecting running back I've seen as a rookie in years, maybe ever. And they love him there as well. So he's going to get all the third downs, all the 2nd and 12s. I feel like 2nd and 14s, all the 3rd and 8s. So now you're splitting 75% of the work with him and Chris Rodriguez. If he gets 60% of that, yeah, he's going to kill. But what if they split it down the middle, or out of let's say it's 80%. Let's say it's 50% Tootin and 30% Chris Rodriguez. And Chris Rodriguez is a good goal line back. Look at this quarterback run. Let's get it. Now I'm worried about Tootin. He won't return ADP. He won't, and he has to really play better. So I love this swing, Adam, and trust me, I was all when it happened, I was all about Tootin, and I realized before I put my money where my mouth is and really tout him to you guys, regardless of what I do in these small best ball drafts, I wanted to watch the film like in depth, and I did. And it was alarmingly bad. I'll say that. So I highly, if you already watched it, then don't watch it again. But there goes the tight ends, George Kittle. This is great. I like Hunter on as a wide receiver, then play DB on 2nd, 3rd downs. Yeah, like big 3rd downs, stuff like that. Bigger games, play more. I think they just need to keep him a wide receiver, but their moves didn't reflect that, Ooh, Ricky Pearsall is still available. That kid is back on the escalator again. I might have to take Ricky Pearsall. As much as I need a running back, I have Taylor and Hampton. Ricky Pearsall should not be there. His ADP is 87. I'm pick 103. This is a lovely fucking team, boys. Is C-Rod really smaller than Tootin? Can you guys, someone look up his size? I'm taking Ricky Pearsall. Someone look up his size. So there's the flex. Now I need running backs. One of you guys, please fall back to me. I look at his size here. Let's see. Doesn't say his size. I can't look. Up in 8 picks. I need one of these. I need Kenneth Gainwell. That'd be ideal. Dude, these quarterbacks, that's why I'm so happy I did what I did. It was weird, but I took Jaden Daniels and Caleb back-to-back picks. And then since then, all of these dudes have just came off ahead of ADP, which is exactly what we want to do. We want to start runs. We want to start runs in fantasy. We don't want to finish runs. We don't want to get caught up in the run. Silver, I say the escalator quotes. I got to get that. I have to get that fucking clip in there now just because I fucking love that movie and just how many times he says it. And then the announcement that the kid got actually stuck in the escalator and they need paramedics. Fucking hilarious. Mouth, Lawrence sucks, so no deep balls for him, and Cohen is allergic to deep ball pattern schemes. Brian Thomas is still getting traded. They're not going to get what they want. They're probably looking for a 2nd round pick. Okay, here we go. Dobbins went. There goes Mendoza. Look at what I'm talking about. Mendoza just went at pick 111, guys. He went ahead of Shuck and Malik Willis. There goes Malik Willis. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is a fucking banger. This is a banger. Come on, baby. Give me Kenneth Gainwell. Give me Kenneth Gainwell. So Silver thinks Hunter's going to be like Dion, every down cornerback and highlights weapon on offense. That makes more sense. than the other way around, right? Like where you play spot, like and situational spots. There goes Kenneth Gain. Let's get it, man. Man, this is probably the best start I've had on DraftKings. Let's take a look at the squad. Daniels, Jonathan Taylor, Marion Hampton, Olave, Wilson, McLaurin, Kyle Pitts, Pearsall, Caleb Williams on the bench is my quarterback, and Kenneth Gainwell is my running back 3. This is dreamy, dude. Dreamy. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. So yeah, did we get a size thing for Chris Rodriguez versus Tootin? I know Tootin's like thick as hell. He's like 5'9", like 215. I think Chris Rodriguez is the same. He's a little taller. I think they're the same weight. Jordan Mason. It's Quentin Johnston. I'm right there with you, Furious. We're all suckers for big play merchants, right? We that's the DK Metcalf thing. I know it's a different position, but that's the allure of DK Metcalf that at least I've been stuck on forever because, God, you saw even the play, I think it was week 16, 15. I forget who they were playing against. He took a slant and like Derrick Henry stiff-armed a dude and then like just exploded through 2 other defenders and took a 9. It was a 12-yard slant. They were on like it was a 26-yard touchdown, and just plays like that. He's like probably one of the only guys in the NFL that can make that play. And it's just he just can't solve zone. He's not a savvy player. Also gets suspended. So that we have to balance all those kind of things, right? Hetzer, Juwan Jennings is still a free agent, man. It's pretty wild. He might just go back to the fucking Niners. I really hope he doesn't because I have quite a bit of shares of Ricky Pearsall. Yeah, I would like Price. I like the upside of Price, obviously, over Gainwell, but in full PPR, if it was half PPR, I might have leans Price. I know he's my 3rd running back, but I like the every week consistency I'm going to get from Gainwell, especially on the bye weeks and if one of my running backs goes down. I didn't really need to shoot for upside because my team is just fucking teeming with that shit with the build. Yeah, okay. C-Rod's 224, Tootin's 210. But Tootin, like for 210, he's like 5'8". Like Tootin's a fucking, what do they call it? Brick shit house is what he is. Jets will give them a 2nd round. I hope not, because I want Adonai Mitchell to succeed, man. Ooh, how about this one? I kind of like Brian Thomas or Marvin Harrison straight up and maybe paid compensation. Interesting take. All right, let's hunker down here. We can take, boom. We could take, I'll take him. Josh Downs. McMillan. Gatson. Probably can't take a tight end since I have Kyle Pitts. So we're going to, what do I have here? What do you guys think, man? Damn it. JCM. I'm a little worried about Jeremiah Love going to Washington. Let's see. Pick 138. Took Josh Downs. I kind of want to take JCM, but this team is so good. I don't want to risk the Jeremiah Love pick ruining that pick right there. I don't think Hunter is necessarily good at either, honestly. I'm not a Hunter guy. A little bit Furious. Good call. He says Tootin has the Kenneth Walker syndrome low key. And the syndrome is called tiny dancing. And here it is. There it is, the tiny dancer syndrome. And Tootin has that a little bit. Okay. Now I got to take another running back. Woodrow Marks, kind of like that. Gatson, Sadiq, any of them. No more. Wow, look at Tyler Shuck's still on the board. So it's funny. All those quarterbacks went. There goes Tyler Shuck finally. That's wild, dude. Tyler Shuck went. Let's take a look at this. Tyler Shuck went. Where are we at here? Tyler Shuck went 11-11, pick 131. Mendoza went 111. Like, that's good value. Mendoza, what is this guy doing? I got to take a look at the guy that took all the running backs. Let's see how he fixed this team. So he went Genty, Love, Kyron, and David Montgomery. Early on David Montgomery. That's insane. He fixed it with Jamison Williams, Cortland Sutton, Romeo Doubs, Khalil Shakir. I don't like it. The Mendoza pick. Now he's taking more running backs. Now this guy's a kid's back on the escalator again. Now he's taking Tyron Tracy and Isaiah Pacheco. So he's got 4 receivers and 6 running backs when he took 4 running backs to start. This guy is an idiot. Winstone, if you're listening to the show, you're a clown. Terrible. Let's look at my team after I take my next pick. I have 3 guys in queue. If I get McMillan, my dick might come out on this very stream, and you'll never see me again. I'm going to jail and getting kicked off YouTube, but it'll be worth it because I'll win this league. And there goes Jalen McMillan. Let me stand up. Oh, whoa. All right, sorry, it's not a wreck. If it was a wreck, I would show it. It'll be a wreck at the end of this draft. Boys, we got a fucking team here. Let's take a look here. We have, let's see, 3 running backs only, but I started off running back with JT and Hampton. Olave, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Pearsall, Josh Downs, and Jalen McMillan are my receivers. Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, my quarterback. Kyle Pitts is my tight end. This is a banger. If I can get a couple of values here, at running back, I really hope it's Woody Marks. Jonathan Brooks is another option. Keaton Mitchell might be interesting in these best ball drafts. He's not really a pass catcher, but the dude is a home run hitter, so. Let's see. Is Mixon coming back? No. Mixon's already gone. He's definitely not playing for the Texans. He got some unauthorized surgery or something done with not the team doctors. So he is definitely done with the Texans. And they traded for David Montgomery, and they have Woody Marks. So he's gone there. I think he's done in general. I would not bank on him. If he does get a role, it's going to be a veteran minimum deal as like an insurance policy for a team. No, he's not going to do anything. Mouth is hard avoiding JCM. You know what? I went back and watched all of JCM's film, though, and it's good, especially early in the year. He's a better pass catcher. He only had 9 receptions last year. If they don't draft Jeremiah Love, I'm going to be all about JCM. I'm going to be all about him. I'm not worried. Rashad White's just a guy. We saw him fail getting the lead role. I don't think he's that great of a pass catcher. I think he's overrated as a pass catcher. Furious Stowers will be a sneaky great in fantasy just because he'll be at the wide receiver in the tight end spot. Ideally, depending on where he gets drafted. There goes Daniel Jones. We're up in 1. There goes Jacoby Brissett. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing, dude. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to say. We're going to get Woody. We're going to get Woody, guys. Holy shit. This team, this crazy fucking team. I'm staying away from rookies in fantasy football drafts. Well, you know what? I remember the argument. I don't know if you guys were in the chat. This is before Travion Henderson got hurt. He got hurt, a week before the fantasy playoffs started. And he had that nice run when Stevenson got hurt. I had an argument with a guy. He was saying that Travion Henderson was a league winner. He was always going to be a league winner. I was like, he had a nice stretch in the middle of the season. Like, so did Rico Dowdle. Like, doesn't make you a league winner. Like, you have to finish the year for one. And also, when you take a guy in the 3rd or 4th round and you get essentially nothing from him for 7 weeks, not a league winner, man. A league winner was Chris Olave, was George Pickens, was JSN, was Javonte Williams, even though he faded on the stretch. Those are league-winning players. And lo and behold, look at all these tight ends going. Lo and behold, after that whole argument with the guy, he gets hurt and just fucks everyone down the stretch and then doesn't even play in the playoffs very much. He was getting 25% of the snaps. No, you can't overreact, Hetzer. Same reason as I'll never take a guy off my board, even if he fucks me. I will have a policy of I won't take him at ADP, but no player is undraftable, and rookies are fine. You just got to pick your spots. There will be rookies that break out. All right, Chickaconquo is the dude here. Don't take him. Ooh, Keyshawn Booty, that would have been a nice pick. Let's see. Mouth, CJ Dell, Noel Schultz. What do you mean by that? We just got Chickaconquo. We have a badass Washington stack going on here with Daniels, McLaurin, Chickaconquo was the 2. So we have 4 running backs. 2. I need a tight end. I just have 2 tight ends now. So we need another running back, and then we're pretty much free to do whatever we want. Let's go back to the board here. Oh, Mouth, I'm not taking another quarterback. Not doing it. And also, wasn't Stroud already taken? Yeah, he was already taken. What did you mean by that? Just like that as like a deep stack kind of thing? Like end of the draft kind of thing? All right, sorry, I got to get my spot back in the chat. Yeah, I wouldn't want to take all of them, but I could see the Tank Dell thing because he's free. Same with Noel. I'm not, man, Schultz was awesome last year. I'm just a little weary of him just being done. And maybe I have no evidence to support that. There goes Tank Dell at 167. Calvin Ridley at 166. Man, that would have been nice. I'm big into Calvin Ridley in best ball this year, but I wanted to get the other tight end. When I took these 2 quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, I'm not taking a third quarterback. I just don't see the upside. I feel like it's a wasted pick. If anything, I would take a guy like Ty Simpson, right? Or not even Aaron Wright. It'd be Ty Simpson. It'd be an upside guy. Furious could see a team trading up to 3 for Love. He's that good. I'm a fan, man. Like I said on yesterday's stream, I think it was, or on Saturday's stream, I put him between Gibbs and Genty as a prospect, but I put him closer to Gibbs. So, like, if Gibbs is an 8 and Genty's a 7, I put him at like a 7.7, where Bijan would be like a 9 as a prospect. There goes Travis Hunter. Monty was drafted at 120 in this same tournament. Yeah, that's crazy. I was getting Monty pretty late early on. I got a decent amount of shares. So, Adonai Mitchell, Trey Harris. Take one of those guys. Is there anyone I like down here? We're gonna take Adonai Mitchell. No, I have Garrett Wilson. I can't do that. We're gonna take Trey Harris. So 7 receivers. I need a tight end. No, I need a third tight end. I like doing that because I don't mind it for flex. And then I need 2 more running backs. Is Ray in here? Someone said sup, Ray. Furious, I'm a rookie running back enjoyer. I always draft 2 with the hero RB. I'll be taking Love in the 1-2 turn. That's too. I mean, you're gonna take him. Would you take Love over Ash and Genty, Furious? Because no way, dude. I would never do that. I like it depends where he goes too. A lot of people are hating on the Titans. I actually don't mind the Titans spot because I know the volume would be there, and they're gonna run the fuck out of the ball. I just haven't heard. I know Mouth is all about Tyreek Hill. I just haven't heard anything about the recovery, man. There's a chance. Like, I heard there's a chance he doesn't play this year. I don't believe that, but I'm thinking like week 6, dude. And like at that point, I get it. The upside, it's Tyreek Hill. Like, he could, especially if he goes to a good spot, even the Giants. Don't watch college basketball, Furious. I haven't done a bracket in 2 years. I used to, so I can't really give you an educated statement on that. So I'm not going to even try to bullshit you. I go back to the Ferris Bueller, where he's like, what's the score? Nothing. Who's winning? The Bears. It's a baseball game. That would be my answer for March Madness. Miles is feeling Love goes 5. There goes Adonai Mitchell. So I'm gonna need a running back here, gentlemen. And this is gross. I'm not gonna take one. I'm gonna take one more shot at wide receiver or my tight ends. This is real gross, guys. This is real gross, guys. I don't know what the fuck to do. Turn on Mooney. 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 Turn on Mo I take Malik Washington. Probably my only pick I really hated so far. Really hated that pick. I got to take 2 running backs. I'll get them later. Furious. I like him more than Genty, less than Bijan, Zeke, Saquon, but I have him higher than Gibbs. Man, see, that's crazy. Like, Gibbs has just showed us that he is a true elite athlete, and just the I guess we'll see. I mean, Love has the metrics. I don't think he's quite as the speed that Gibbs has, the acceleration Gibbs has. But I feel like he's a little bit more of a bruiser than Gibbs, although Gibbs runs really hard. Let's see here. Oh, caught up to the chat. Okay. Let's get back here. Guys, like the video. We are, let's see here. I will pop in an underdog draft after this if we meet the goal of 30 total subs, likes, super chat dollars. We have 7 super chat dollars, all from Mouth, by the way. Don't make Mouth do it. Mouth, don't do it. Someone else help out. We have 15 likes, 1 sub. That's 16 and 7. That's 23. 7 more likes, supers, and subscribers. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Also, a good time to shout out Big Ray. Here's this beautiful man right here. Before I do that, shout out Downtown Sports, my dude. Tomorrow is their show, so every single platform besides YouTube, just check out them on Spotify and Apple Podcast. I want to shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Hetzer, new edition. Appreciate you, my dude. Everyone that's a professional fanatic, especially you guys, are the real OGs. Really keeping the show up and running strong. It's a great way to support your boy here and just join the community, because this chat, this community, these everyone's the real deal. And that the Discord is probably the biggest perk. The cheapest tier to get in the Discord, just get in there, and it's the best fantasy group chat of all time. Also, our community fantasy leagues, guys, we're going to be running 5, 6, or 7 of these redraft leagues in August. Get your spot locked in now and do a couple of those with us. Play against me and the host and Mouth and Storey and Ray. Play against the community members. Talk shit in the Discord. Guest appearances on the show. You want to come on, talk some ball. Free merchandise giveaways. I just have shirts here. I'm giving shirts and hats away every single month. And also the access to my bets, guys. 96 and 58. You're going to find that anywhere. $10 a month for those. $10 a month for those. ProfessionalFanatics.com. Link in the description if you're interested in supporting your boy. So I got to get to my pick here, and then I'll get to some more questions. Running back is a need. It's a big need. And it's pretty shitty out there. It's pretty shitty out there. What do we do here? I'm going to take Ray Davis. Give me some Ray Davis love. Take some upside swings here at running back. So I have 5 running backs, 8 receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks. Yeah, Furious. The key for Washington, Malik Washington, that is can he get in the field? You know what I mean? And there's not a lot of people blocking him right now, even if they take rookies. Like, he should be on the field 70% of the time. Oh, for sure, Mouth. What game? You guys still got some games cooking right now? Some West Coast games? Big Ray, always a good listen. Mouth and Storey, good combo also. Appreciate you. Thoughts on the Ty Simpson buzz? I actually really like him. He's like Brock Purdy. Plus, I'd be happy if the Cards got him at 34. He's going to go in the first round. And it's funny you say that, because Mouth was just texting me earlier today about the Ty Simpson, Brock Purdy comp, but he said it's more souped up. So, Mouth, tell him what you said to me about Ty Simpson. I am more of a Drew Aller fan, and I might have Drew Aller as my second quarterback. That might be a hot take. The way the ball comes out of this kid's hand, he's a monster. I love him. I feel like Jackson Dart can do it. He was more polished coming out than Jackson Dart. And that's not saying a lot. Jackson Dart was awesome. Bama, Michigan, or St. John's, Duke sucks. There are the NCAA predictions you asked for. Mouth, give them all your little spiel about Ty Simpson if you could. We're going to do some draft grades after this and maybe another draft. see. 1 pick. I need Ollie Gordon, Braylon Allen. Oh, shit. Is my boy there? Oh, Mason's there. Mason's there. Give me my Mason Taylor. Let's go. I can't take Braylon Allen now. That's too many Jets players. So you're off the board there, buddy. Marshawn Lloyd is still listed here, which is just hilarious. Jalen Tolbert, Malik Washington, Tutu Atwell, nasty 300 receiver combo for Miami. Jalen Tolbert I actually like. The worry with Jalen Tolbert is they're going to draft somebody probably in the first round or early day 2, and they would probably be taking Jalen Tolbert's X role. And I feel like Malik Washington's role will be safe because he's going to be, deployed a lot of different ways. So, Brian, I like Blue. I just don't think it's ever going to happen for Jaden Blue, man. He was light years away from seeing the field last year in a pretty bad running back room, and that is just a pretty damning situation. He does have he comes as a guy that should be able to make a difference with his skill set, but I am not really a Jaden Blue fan, but I can see the appeal in best ball of these last picks. We're throwing darts, right? Simpson is Purdy, but more athletic. He's smart too. He can keep his heads up. He keeps his head up. He completes his first, second, third, and check down reads by the end of his 5-step drop. He's going 12 to Arizona. That is pretty high. There goes Devin Singletary. What an interesting pick. Why would anyone take Devin Singletary? Because he is there's talks about the Giants taking Jeremiah Love. He's 3rd in the depth chart already. Wacky, wild shit right there, boys. A-Chain to the Cards would be nice. I mean, they're compiling a lot of running backs. You talk about Javonte Williams, Brian. I'm telling you this much. As a guy, I made a lot of money on Javonte Williams last year. He was probably my 4th highest owned player. It was Tucker Kraft as my highest owned player. Then it was George Pickens, Chris Olave. And then Javonte Williams was my 4th highest owned player. And I don't like where he's going. His film was bad. I mean, not bad. He's a grinder. He's a coach's pet type player, but he is so slow and big workload last year. He's doing a really awesome offense, and he's going to get some check downs. So I guess he's very safe there. I just think that there's a chance if they bring anyone else in there, they will steal work from him because they'll be better than him. Furious had Illinois winning the West. It's looking good right now. I wouldn't mind that. I am from Illinois, so I don't really follow them or college basketball. Furious, I'm guessing that Arizona signed Minshew just as depth, and in case they don't get Ty Simpson, right? And Brissett was fine. He was actually really good last year for fantasy and stats, but he's not great. I still feel like Brissett's better than Minshew, although I'm a Minshew fan. So I have 8 receivers. I think I'm fine with my 8 receivers. Downs, McMillan. I think I'm fine with these guys. I like taking Ollie Gordon in this spot because he's going to get some goal line work. And if they do trade Devin A-Chain, Ollie Gordon will be 50 picks higher than this. So here's the question. Do I take one more running back? I have Taylor, Hampton, Gainwell, Marks, Davis, Gordon. I think I'll take a receiver here. Bernard. I'm taking a rookie. Keon Coleman. Let's go. God, that's so late for Keon Coleman. I like Dotson. I like Dotson the most. There we go. We're going to grade this squad after this. See how we're looking. Connor goes to Miami to match the money. Connor is perfect fit for Willis, too, because he's great catching passes. It's perfect for a mobile quarterback like Willis. $5 million for Minshew is so bad. It's wasted money they made. I mean, yeah, in that situation, it's wasted money. I think Gardner Minshew is a pretty good backup in the NFL. I think he's still a top 40 quarterback. Correct me if you guys think I'm wrong. I think he's a top 40 quarterback. Looked bad last year. Looked bad with the Raiders too, but he's had a couple moments. Yeah, it would be a mistake if the Cards took O-line at 3 with those pretty dominant edge rushers there and Sonny Styles. If you just want to just take the best defensive player in the draft, take him. Their defense is god-awful, so take a difference maker. I know offensive line, it's just also unsexy. The fan base hates that shit. I would hate it too, though, if I was a fan. Especially when their running backs are as such. Like, what do you block? I know you're in your quarterback isn't a franchise guy. I know they might take Ty Simpson, but like, what are you protecting? Yeah, Furious. We will be looking forward to that. You sent us a video. Furious, you got to get in the Discord, bro. Get in the Discord so we can get your reaction when it happens. And also, just why wouldn't you? Because obviously you seem to be vibing with the community members, the show. So get in there. Brazel is a perfect best ball fodder. I refuse to take Tennessee rookies. It's something the Storey instilled in me back in the day, and it's panned out pretty well. Now, there's always one-offs, and it could happen. The system they run there in Tennessee is just the most opposite of pro-ready for a wide receiver. It does not prepare them at all for what they're going to see. Thank you, Hetzer. It is the place to be. Appreciate you. So, yeah, Furious, I would love to have you in there. Chris Sims, dude. Chris Sims also had Dimey Brown in his wide receiver 2 the year he came out. So he just makes bold calls to get clicks, unfortunately. I don't mind Chris Sims, but Chris Sims has talked up a lot of guys. So that's the type of guy Chris Sims likes, though. A big, athletic, fast guy that has no actual skills. All right, we're going to take Jahan Dotson here. Guy I'm pretty high on here towards the end. He's the number 2 right now in Atlanta. And then we're going to grade the draft. Damn straight, man. That's an A for mustache game there for Gardner Minshew. Yeah, and also the thing is he does live in a van down by the river. So he said that multiple times. I love that. Living in a van down by the river. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grade the team here. I kept true to my word. I took Daniels and Caleb Williams. I did not take another quarterback. That's how you win at quarterback. Don't reach and take a third guy when you're not going to need him. Okay, my Q. GT with a thank you, GT. We are, let's see. Oh, we are 16 and 13, 19. We have 29 of the 30, boys. Chris Farley is my guy as well. It's hard to see here in the stream, but that's a van down by the river. I had it in the glass broke. Yeah, I love Chris Farley. So first dog, I always say this in the stream. My first dog was named Farley. So let's stay in here and grade the team. I want to take a look at the guy that started off all the running backs. So he ended up with 8 wide receivers. Did he pull it off? 4 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks, Lawrence and Mendoza. Gross. All right, let's grade the team, boys. Remember, full PPR. We have at running back, JT, Hampton, Kenneth Gainwell, Woody Marks, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon. Bench running back's a little weak, but I think I have some upside there. Wide receivers, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Ricky Pearsall, Josh Downs, Jalen McMillan, Trey Harris, Malik Washington, and Jahan Dotson. Isn't it nice that I actually pronounce these people's names correctly? Fuck you, counselor. You suck. Quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. We got Caleb Williams about 17 picks after ADP. Jaden Daniels after ADP as well. Usually I would never do that, but the value was too good, and it just cost a crazy quarterback round, which allowed me to get more value later. So Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, pretty elite quarterback room, even with just 2 of them. And we have Kyle Pitts, Chika Okonkwo, and Mason Taylor. That's a really good tight end room. We also have a triple stack, or double stack with Jaden Daniels. We have Terry McLaurin and Chika Okonkwo. No stack with Caleb Williams. So there's the team, man. Let's look at it one more time. JT, Hampton, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Daniels, Caleb, Kyle Pitts, Ricky Pearsall, Kenneth Gainwell, Josh Downs, Jalen McMillan, Woody Marks, Chika Okonkwo, Trey Harris, Malik Washington, Ray Davis, Mason Taylor, Ollie Gordon, and Jahan Dotson. Ooh, I got that off pretty quick. What is your guys' grade? We're doing letter grades here. I think this is a solid fucking A. I'm very happy with this team. I'm trying to think what the weakness is. Running back depth, I think. Right? Is it running back depth? With Taylor and Hampton are elite. Gainwell's a fine 3, but then Woody Marks, Ray Davis, and Ollie Gordon. I think Ray Davis still has some, he might start a couple games where there's an injury to James Cook. He is due to get injured. That's the weakness. The wide receivers aren't with Olave, Wilson, McLaurin, Pearsall, Downs, McMillan, Harris, and Washington. The back end guys aren't the best. Tight end's fine. Kyle Pitts, Okonkwo, and Mason Taylor. So I don't know what the hell no, there's no moves, Furious. This is a team you draft. There's no trades. There is no free agency. It just sets your ideal lineup. So it'll take your best quarterback. It will take your best 2 running backs, take your best 3 receivers. It will take your best tight end and your flex, which can be tight end, running back, receiver. And every week, that's what it does. So you have to, the weird thing is right now, we don't know bye weeks, but so it's really about roster construction too. Here we go. Mouth, I won my bet. NBA Daily Fantasy is easy and keeps me drafting free, B+, and bye week quarterback potential. That's the thing. If they had the same bye week, Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, that's the issue. But I wasn't going to draft a quarterback just for that reason, because also when you do that, like when I saw people last year taking Lamar and Josh Allen, knowingly they had this week 8 bye, and they take a piece of shit guy that just for that 1 week, and that guy would sometimes score like 11 points that week. So they did that. They wasted that pick just to get 11 points because they're not going to crack your lineup any other time. And maybe if I had taken like a Cam Ward, for instance, who I really do like, he might crack my lineup 2 or 3 times, but it might only be 2 or 3 points per time over the other guy. So like that's not worth 7 points to me. You know what I mean? I'd rather take a shot on a guy like Trey Harris, right? Or Okonkwo earlier for my tight end 2, or Woody Marks, something like that. So when I take 2 quarterbacks within the first 9 rounds, Furious, I'll get to you. I'll send you an email here after this, and we'll talk tonight. And if you want to know the steps, you just got to go to the Patreon. It's all listed in there in the tiers, whatever tier you want to get into. They all give you access to the Discord. But if you want more stuff, like I mentioned, you want to play fantasy leagues with us, or come on the show as a guest, you want access to the free merchandise, you want access to my betting plays if you gamble. It's all listed in there. So just go to the website or go to the link in this video and you can get to the Patreon. Get you in there tonight. We can start romping in the chat. So we're gonna do an underdog draft. I think, Mouth, you're gonna do this with me. That reminded me, I thought Caleb Farley, the corner of the Titans, is going to be so good. Dude, I love Caleb Farley too. Some of these guys, these like high Twitch athlete guys that go earlier than they should, they're just not good football players. And we get super enamored with their physical gifts. And like, the complete opposite of that, and it's just because his speed, was Kyle Hamilton. Remember how Kyle Hamilton fell to whatever it was it 17 in the draft, 18? He should have been a top 10 pick, top 5 pick. 6'4", 220, super rangy, super lengthy, but he was just slow. He ran like a 4.64, but his play speed was way faster. And like, I like players like that, man, opposed to the guys that are going to run the 4.3, but they have no idea what they're doing out there. They're also not utilizing their speed because they're not in the right positions. They don't have good instincts, things like that. GT B+, feel like the wide receiver is a flip of a coin on upside, but definitely solid overall. Yeah, Olave, Wilson, McLaurin, and Ricky Pearsall is kind of my upside swing. Josh Downs and McMillan pair really well together because Josh Downs is my safe floor guy for 5 for 50s, and then McMillan will have those spike weeks. But yeah, this is one of my favorite teams I've drafted on DraftKings for sure. I can't believe that Caleb Williams value. Yeah, give me a second, buddy. Give me a second. And let me move this. 1 second, buddy. Give me a second, buddy. Go. I'll give you a little countdown again. You can join now. Right now, you're going to be a little bit behind me, and I'll get in. Joining. 2 more to start. Hopefully you got in there, Mouth. Yeah, there's 2 more to start, guys. Little board on Underdog if anyone wants to draft with us. Guys who are just ball players like Buda Baker. Yeah, Buda Baker, exactly, bro. That is the perfect example of You know, like stuff you can't measure on, combine, for instance. It's the film. It's the film. Thank you, Jay. I thought someone would say A+, but I know there's really no A+ teams. I did get a lot of value, and there's a lot of times like Ricky Pearsall, a couple other guys I had in my queue, and then someone else was available that I liked more. And I was picking at 7, so I was in the middle, and they were available the next round. Like that never happens, bro. When I was going to take a guy and I wait 15 picks or whatever it was, 14 picks, and I get him in the next round, that's a good omen. Now, whether that's right or wrong, at least like my process was right, and like I'm getting lucky because those are guys I want to take anyway. And I was fine taking them in the 10th, and they fall to the 11th. That's good business. 2 more to start. Let's see. Furious, I will say, to your point, Kyle Hamilton went to a great situation. Like, there's a lot of guys that if they go to the wrong, and the NBA is similar to the NBA too. Certain guys like Draymond Green, for instance, would have probably been out of the NBA if he was drafted by the Jazz or the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? And he goes to, Steve Kerr and that organization there in Golden State and becomes essentially an all-timer Hall of Fame player. In the NFL, it's even more drastic because if you're an NBA player, typically, Draymond Green's an exception, you're elite and, cream will rise. But in the NFL, it's so scheme-based, and the quarterbacks is the best example of this. Like, they're all mega talented, and generally they're failed. I actually owe a chug. What am I doing? They're generally, the organization fails them. The coaching fails them. Now, there's the other cases of Johnny Manziel and some of these other clowns, Jamarcus Russell, that just don't want to put the work in. And they're never going to succeed unless there's not many players that can not put work in and be all-timers and even be like Pro Bowl players because everyone's talented, right? But like guys like, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, maybe even that good. There's just not many that are all-time like that good where they could just like show up. Randy Moss probably could have just showed up and dominated, right? But you put the work in and you have that skill, and then you become like an all-time great. All right, waiting for one to start. I'll play a little clip here and get to one more draft here.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can speed...
Mouth, we're back to back again. I mean, I like our spot, 2 and 3. Every time me and Mouth have drafted, I think 3 of the 4 times we've been within 1 pick of each other. Silver, I'm pretty sure these will fill up once the NFL draft. So by May, we'll have a new tournament. Maybe by April, like mid-April, have a new tournament. Like they'll have a special tournament for the NFL draft. GT's in the draft. What pick are you, GT? I see you're 5. So we got 2, 3, and 5. Furious, I think Hampton could collapse. I feel like they'll sign a guy to keep him healthy. I just know that they want to run the fuck out of the ball there. Their offensive line is going to be elite, and I'm not even the biggest Hampton fan as a talent, but I'm a pretty big fan of what they have going on down there in LA. And he impressed me as a pass catcher. That's one thing he did impress me at last year. So let's see. We're all going to get some good players here early on. And so I am at 3, Mouth is at 2, and GT is at 5. So we have 3 community members drafting in this draft. Should be interesting. Mouth's going to get Gibbs. I'm going to take Jamar Chase. I'm going to need to pair him with Joe Burrow. So don't fuck me on that one, guys. It's a good example too. Isaiah Simmons, man, what a freak of nature. He was the opposite of Kyle Hamilton. And the Cardinals just, I don't know what, they never put him in a position to succeed, and they always were moving him around. And like he needed to just like early on settle into one position, just rush the passer. How about that? That's not that hard. I'm gonna get to the board here. Sorry. Here we go. I'm gonna take these off because can't see what's going on here. Hold on a second. I'll fix the view here. Sorry. There, that's better. Okay. So yeah, Isaiah Simmons, that was real rough. He was in the Giants, right? Where is he at now? Do you guys know where Isaiah Simmons? He was in the Giants last I heard. There goes Puka. GT got JSN. Top 5 is so lovely this year. It's so lovely. And PPR, like 3, 4, 5. I rank them as they went. Chase, Puka, JSN. But you can't go wrong with any of them. I think Chase and Puka are even. I think we're all forget that. Crazy thing about Jamar Chase, down year last year, guys. 125 catches for Jamar Chase. And he has the highest touchdown upside of anyone in the NFL, a receiver. And now he has a floor of 120 catches. And he has Joe Burrow, right? These other guys, I guess Puka has Matt Stafford. But JSN does not have that quarterback luxury. And JSN has an elite defense. So there's some games where he just will have quiet games. Puka last year had the luxury of having the worst corners on his team ever and shootouts. Now they fixed that corner problem. Have the Bengals fixed their problem on defense at all? I don't think so. So this could be that, every 3 years, Joe Burrow has this nuclear 5,200 yards. He could hit 50 touchdowns this year. And that's going to be all Jamar Chase, man. GT, you're not going to shit the bed. You watch this show enough. Just don't take my players. I'm just kidding. Don't take Mason Taylor, okay? That's all I say. And also maybe Joe Burrow in this draft because I have Jamar Chase. Yeah, agreed. Or like JJ with K1, I think in the vacuum, JJ is the best wide receiver. Oh, with Kyler Murray. Yeah, for me, it's Justin Jefferson's the most polished, right? All around. Unfortunately, here's one issue I have with Kevin O'Connell. I know he's like the quarterback whisperer, but Kevin O'Connell is not the wide receiver whisperer because I know Justin Jefferson's that talented. You could just leave him in a static position out there at X, not put him in motion or do anything creative like you see with JSN and Jamar Chase even, and he could win. But maybe give your Justin Jefferson player some layup targets, some easy ones. So that's the one issue, and hopefully they fix that this year and they look back at the film like I did. And it's like, why is Justin Jefferson just sitting on an island out there against the best corner with a bad quarterback? Like, make the defense think about Justin Jefferson, please. There goes Malik Neighbors. There goes George Pickens. It's a receiver run, boys. Drake London's available, baby. Let's go. All the tight ends are already off the board. There goes Hampton. Give me Kenneth Walker, baby. Oh, Marvin Harrison was probably even worse because at least Justin Jefferson can win in that situation more often than not. Marvin Harrison just can't at this stage of his career. So they really screwed Marvin Harrison. Yes, dude. Yes. We're going to take the Tiny Dancer, and he's going to get us a clip, baby. Here we go. On the close of Tiny Dancer. Shit, I've been slacking. I owe you guys a shot, too. Like I said, when I meet the goals, man, and I put whatever the goal is, usually it's a chug and a shot. I didn't even do the chug either. So chug and a shot incoming. Sorry for the delay. We're going to do the shot first. Here we go. And then here you go. Oh. Maybe I'll start mispronouncing names like the counselor. Up again. ETN. No. We're going to take ETN. I don't like it. I think it's too early, but running backs really dry up here. And I didn't want Breece Hall. So let's see who Mal took. Mal took Gibbs, Henry, and Nico Collins. That's a hell of a start. GT has JSN, Hampton, and Tet. I don't mind that either. I think I went early on ETN, you went early on Tet, but Josh Jacobs should be a value there, bro. He really should be a value, but thank you, Jay. Again, I never even go early. Like I rarely go early on Jaden Daniels, but in terms of early, like where he goes, right in the end of 50s, early 60s. But I got him at 66, and then the fact Caleb, who goes right next to him, fell to 77. I had to do it. And sometimes you just got to adjust to the board and take the best player. There goes Josh Allen. Look at this. This is a disciplined draft. Josh Allen going at 32. Very impressed by the rest of these drafters because that rarely happens. Oh, I take Hampton over Tiny Dancer, GT. At least I do. Yeah, I've been taking Hampton over Tiny Dancer, so I wouldn't feel too. They're right back to back to me. So yeah, I feel like Tiny Dancer has more upside. But who knows? Andy Reid's done some weird things with his running backs in the past. Remember the whole Jerick McKinnon situation where he was just pillaging touchdowns and snaps? Hopefully they don't do that with Kenneth Walker, and they shouldn't because they paid him a boatload of money. But you never know. Andy Reid is a little bit wacky sometimes. And it could be rough based on we have to draft him if that happens.
Yeah, man. We got to definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about.
No truer words ever spoken. Don't write songs about that if you don't want people to think you're doing it. All right. Got myself another drink. And we're ready to fuck. We are ready to fuck. Mouth has a nice team going. Garrett Wilson at 39 is pretty nice. Emeka at Big Boo is off the board.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbu. Emeka Egbegbu. Emeka Egbegbu.
That's the only mispronounced name you're going to hear on this channel because it's just so goddamn funny. God, Judkins would have been great. We're going to go ahead and take... You know what? I'm taking Terry McLaurin. I just can't stop drafting Terry McLaurin, guys. I just can't stop. Unfortunately, I feel a shit coming on, so I'm going to have to hold this in. So it's like, this is rough. Drafting, talking while you have to shit. It's like when you have to take a giant shit and you're driving home and you're just fucking speeding. You're getting stoplights. You're fucking pissed. It's okay. I'll be all right. Mouth had Jalen Waddle, Nico Collins. Here we go. Scary Terry. I do love Scary Terry. Perfect bounce back situation. Where he's going to this year, you don't even need the production you got 2 years from him with all those touchdowns. You just need 85 catches, 1,100 yards, and 7 touchdowns. It will be a Scary Terry shit. It was Colson Loveland. This is going to be Rome Adunze. Here's the squad so far. K9, ETN, Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Rome Adunze. We'll see if any of the quarterbacks fall back to me. Now I have an option. I have Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, and Caleb Williams all available for the stack. Need one of those guys to fall back to me. This is a very, very disciplined quarterback room because this draft, because Lamar Jackson's still on the board. That kid is back on the escalator again. Did you set your Q, GT? Have you not learned anything? Is it Carnell Tate you got auto-drafted? Or was it Quinshon Judkins? That was a nice pick. Why don't you just bring your phone? Or are you doing it on your computer? Bring your computer into the pisser. It's always fun. Yeah, I'm a little weary. And Lamar at 58. Unreal. Obviously, GT, you know my take on Tate. And there's a lot of mocks of him going to the fucking Browns. Ugh, that's gross. I don't think there's any good spot for him. People are talking about the Saints. Like, he's not going to be a good fantasy asset. It's not bad value there. I just, no thank you. Bayshell Tootin fell to 60. That's some pretty good value. This guy's got Love, Genty, Bucky, Bayshell. At 4 running backs already. All right, this guy can't take a quarterback. Don't take a quarterback. Don't take a quarterback. Don't take a quarterback. I need my guy. He took Swift. This guy, don't double up, you fucking clown. This guy shouldn't take a quarterback. You can't take, here's the thing. This guy, Senessel. When you take Brock Bowers or Trey McBride, like this guy that took Trey McBride and Josh Allen, you can't take early quarterback and tight end in these underdog drafts or any best ball drafts. In redraft as well. It's not a good strategy. You fall behind too much. You got to take one early guy. If you're going to choose early quarterback, wait at tight end. Take early tight end, Brock Bowers, Trey McBride. You got to wait at quarterback. Just basic ass shit. There goes Marv at 63. His dad's a murderer. We all know that. At least he's a better guy than his dad. All right, this dude if he doesn't take a quarterback, I think we're sitting pretty. He did not take a quarterback. This guy should not take one either. He did. He took Joe Burrow. He took Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. What are you doing, bro? It's not even value, dude. That's right at ADP. What are you doing? There goes Jalen. Oh, Jalen Hurts. Thank you. GT, don't do it. Don't take one of my quarterbacks. Don't do it. If you do, I'm going to put some guys in my queue here. And there goes Jaden Daniels. This is just fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. Unstacked. Guys taking quarterbacks unstacked. I don't get it. At least Jalen Hurts, he took it with Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. I get that. Fuck. Even if he doesn't do it. Drake May. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to get Caleb for my Roma Dunze stack. That's cool. At least one of them stacked. And there's some dudes here that I do like. Fannin. I bet Mouth's going to take Jalen Warren. Mark it down. He loves Jalen Warren. I would bet you guys Mouth takes Jalen Warren here. There goes Dak. Or he's going to take a quarterback, but usually Mouth waits at quarterback. He's going to take quarterback or Jalen Warren. Mark it down. I need another wide receiver. There goes Parker Washington. Mouth's turn to take Jalen Warren. You guys ready? Here it comes. Alec Pierce? No. We'll take DK. I'm surprised. That's his boy. Put Harold Fannin in there. There goes GT with Michael Wilson. So Mouth's team, he has Pierce, Tyson, Evans, Waddle, Nico. He started off running back. Pretty good team here by Mouth. He's got to come together and get some good quarterbacks here later, or at least a lot of them, at least 3 of them. I think this is a Ty Simpson team for him. He'll take 2 mid-range quarterbacks and pair him with Ty Simpson. Yeah, man, Alec Pierce is such a value right now. I don't know with that contract. They don't have any draft capital to bring in another elite guy. Losing Adonai Mitchell in that trade for Sauce Gardner. I love Josh Downs too. I think both those guys, Hetzer, Josh Downs and Alec Pierce, are just screaming values. And you know what? I think Tyler Warren as well. Again, that's kind of not the range I take tight ends in best ball, but in redraft, I'm totally fine with taking a tight end round 6. Like Tyler Warren is going to have a nice floor. There goes Herbert, Addison. All right. Somehow that bowel movement passed. For all you guys know, I just shit. I have a contraption here. I should get the contraption, or if my wife didn't have that surgery in her mouth today, I could just pull a South Park and just yell for her bathroom.
Stone shield potions should be. Oh God, I'm gonna have diarrhea again. You can't go to the bathroom. You're stacking Sunder armor. It's okay. Mom, bathroom.
What, hon?
Bathroom.
Oh, that's a big boy, isn't he?
All right, Kenny, drink your elixir of the mongoose. I'm now going to use Mocking Blow.
All right. Jarian Price. That's early for Price. Kyle Monungai, Tucker Kraft. Let's see. This guy's got love wins. Okay. I don't have to worry about taking either of these guys in my queue. So we're going to go ahead and take Blake Corum, I think. Give me the Blake Corums of the world. Maybe Kyron Williams misses a big chunk of games and Blake Corum goes nuclear. Brock Purdy for Mouth has the Purdy Evans stack. That's super nice. His team's coming together. Mouth is admittedly, was a novice fantasy player when he first tuned into this channel. He's a real life NFL guru. He's going to crush this year in fantasy because these best ball drafts are the best way to this motherfucker. I know what he's going to do now. I know what Mouth's going to do. Fuck. I didn't think this guy was going to take fucking Kyle Pitts. You fucking idiots. Why are you taking back to me? Why are you taking Loveland and Pitts? See, I knew he'd take Laporte. I knew it. Like, fuck this guy, dude. This first pick. Idiot, dude. Idiot. Oh. I guess we're taking Rico Dowdle. Fucking bullshit, man. Like, I hate when stupidity kills me because he took Loveland in the 5th round. Okay, that's fine. Don't take Kyle Pitts. Why are you doing that? That's too... I figured I'd get either Kyle Pitts or Laporta after I took Blake Corum because that guy had a tight end. But again, I don't care when people like take my players, but I care when they do them for no reason. Like, it was a bad reason. And he took Kenneth Gainwell too. The other guy I would have taken. So now I'm not really digging the team as much. We have 4 receivers. Let's go to the squad and see what we're looking at here. 4 receivers, 4 running backs, and Caleb Williams. So, all right, I got to just punt running back now that I have these guys. I'm good for a while at running back. I just really wanted one of those tight ends. This is really pissing me off. Fucking bullshit. Adult diapers, man, they're a pretty big industry apparently. If you go off what Kramer said in Seinfeld, it's a $1 billion a year industry apparently. Jaden Reed at 108. I feel like that's early. Let's take a look at his ADP. That has to be early, right? Yeah. What is his ADP? No, actually it's right at ADP. That's why I'm not taking Jaden Reed. I'm taking Matthew Golden because Matthew Golden's ADP is 130. So he's going 25 picks, 2 full rounds later. But he took the Jaden Reed, Jordan Love stack. There goes the quarterbacks. These guys have all doubled up at quarterback. And this guy's doubled up. This guy's doubled up. This guy's doubled up. You have Drake May, GT. This guy has Mahomes. I have Caleb. Brock Purdy, Dad. Okay, so the quarterbacks are there. They all go. They're all gone. And it's gone. Tyler Shuck, Malik Willis. Oh, man. It's getting thin here. It's getting thin out here. George Kittle. You know, Mouth, you should have waited and taken George Kittle with your Brock Purdy. This team is not it's not great. Okay, I might take Xavier Worthy. I need a little bit of upside. Nope, and he has 2 running backs. He does that. That's fucking great. Let's go ahead and take Jalen Coker, huh? First share of Jalen Coker, I think. Yeah, I got you. Who did you take? Sam Darnold. Yeah, I mean, we have to double up. I might take a second one here, depending on who's there. There goes Tyler Shuck from Mouth. No, that wasn't Mouth. CJ Stroud's available. Matthew Golden's available. JCM's available. Kenyon Sadiq is available. We're going to go ahead and take Malik Willis here. I can just take a late flyer at another quarterback. I have 2 decent ones. Up in 17 picks. All right. Oh, Khalil Shakir should be a value, man. Pick 125. I mean, what is his ADP? Doesn't show. Show up. 124. Yeah, his ADP is 125. It's just in these best ball leagues, like where's the ceiling for Khalil Shakir? That's the biggest issue. But I love the pick because he's going to be in your lineup. He's going to catch touchdowns. All right. Jonah Coleman at 127. This guy's, ugh. I don't like this guy's team at all. Big Mike. More like Little Mike. Yeah. Man, I'm on it today. I'm on it. Probably hop on tomorrow night and do another stream, as well as the return of the Chaz on Wednesday, guys, for Dynasty Diner. We haven't done one in a little bit. We're going to take a look at potential landing spots, great and bad, the best spots and the worst spots for these rookies for Dynasty, and also talk about some redraft situation as well. On Wednesday's show, tune in for that, 10 p.m. Central. And then Thursday is my birthday. It will be a late stream. Me and Ray getting a little wild. He actually might be coming to this concert with me because I'm going with my wife, but she just got her wisdom teeth out, and right now she's rough. So she's feeling. It's a local concert, so shouldn't be home too late. So we'll have a show on Thursday. And then there's gonna be no show Friday because I have a little family thing with Erica's my brother-in-law and sister-in-law on Friday, but Saturday will be open bar as usual. And then the following week, boys, next week, we're on to NFL draft coverage, hitting that thing pretty hard. You're going to see Mouth, the debut of Downtown Fanatics, at least about once a week for the entire month of April, talking draft. And when Mike Storey's traveling a lot, he is the draft expert, the college expert in this channel, but he'll still be on 5 or 6 times in April. So we're going to really dive into the NFL draft all April long, culminating with the draft. I believe it's April 24th. So we'll have nightly shows recapping each day of the draft. And then for about a week after, we'll do landing spot situations, all that kind of stuff, ADP adjustments. And then we're into May, guys, and that's when I'm going to really start hitting the best ball a little harder. And June is when we start with our real football contents, as in, pretty much nightly guests talking about a bunch of different stuff. So it is it's only March, but it feels like we're getting to the nitty gritty. These last couple months is really slow. Let's see, up in one pick. Ugh. Gross. I guess I'll take Mark Andrews. Give me some touchdowns at tight end. This is not my favorite team, guys. Not my favorite team. Not at all. Johnson, Chick. Let's see. Little Mike got roasted. Damn straight he did. Nope, too early there. All right, done at quarterback. I got a stack with Coker and Bryce Young. This is a really solid quarterback room. I'll say that. Got to make up tight ends. Go back to the board here. All right. Yeah, little Mike got roasted. He's probably got a small dick too. But if it works, you know what? It's not about the size. It's about the person operating it, I hear. Hetzer, bro, I need my football back. I need my addiction. I'm fiending for it. Yeah, we were just on Saturday's show, the open bar show. We were talking about Hunter S. Thompson and also just how insane it was that he lived to 67 years old with all the drugs and boozing and partying he did. He blew his head off in February 20th, and that would have been back then. The Super Bowl was like end of January, I want to say. It was in the 90s, I think, or like early 2005, I think, is when he killed himself. And the reason he put it might have been a joke because he couldn't wait for the NFL season to start, so he fucking blew his head off. Big football fan, great American, great patriot was Hunter S. Thompson. So big gun advocates. And if you have not seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and a lesser degree, Where the Buffalo Roam, a very good movie as well. That's Where the Buffalo Roam is Bill Murray. If you like Bill Murray, that's another Hunter S. Thompson, essentially like memoir movie. But Fear and Loathing is an all-time epic. Literally, if you've never done drugs or if you have done drugs, watch that movie and it makes you feel like you're actually on drugs. Like not even them doing drugs, the way it's shot, the order of the movie. Like you can see that movie 10 times. Literally, I've probably seen it 10 or 12 times, and I still don't know like the order of events because it's such a weird mashup, and it's just such a it's discombobulating movie. Like it's just like you lose yourself in the movie, and you're just like, oh, that scene was before that scene. I always forget like the order of events, and I think they did that intentionally. So just also amazing Johnny Depp. Great movie. Not a movie to watch with a girl, just so you know. If you're on a first date or even with your girlfriend, like unless she's a hooker, she won't approve of that movie. But if she's a hooker, she's probably fucking down, dude.
Hi, Forrest. I know you just got back from Vietnam and you love me, but I'm gonna go run a train with this group of Black Panthers I just met.
Okay, Jenny.
Hi, Forrest. I know you came all this way to New York to visit me, but I'm gonna go do blow and have sex with a bunch of stockbrokers.
Okay, Jenny.
Hi, Forrest. Now that I have the most contagious and incurable disease known to mankind, I'll finally have pity sex with you.
Okay, Jenny. And I'll mow the grass and raise the AIDS baby.
Shout out Family Guy. Again, if you were not watching earlier, check out Ted, the TV show. I love Seth MacFarlane. Genius fucking guy. Crazy. He was like 25 years old when he created Family Guy. He was 25 years old. And he's just fucking funny, bro. Love his style, too. It's just, we're going to take Juwan Johnson. There we go. And yeah, Ted, the TV series, Ray was one that turned me onto it. I've only got 6 episodes in. There's only 2 seasons. Fucking epic. The first episode alone is fucking worth the trip. Funnier than the movie, man. It's a prequel, essentially. So it's like when Mark Wahlberg is like 16, it's about his family, and his family's just white trash, like racist. Fucking, they're hilarious, dude. So if you like Ted at all, and you like Seth MacFarlane, you like Family Guy, definitely fucking outrageous, man. Which is, comedy's dead. Now, comedy movies are dead. There's still a lot of really good stuff. It's Always Sunny is not what it once was, but still all-time epic. Manuel Wilson. Ooh. We're going to go ahead and take Keyshawn Booty here. Do that. I'll get running backs later. I like my room. All right. Look at this team. We're going to see Mouth has Aaron Jones, James Conner, Woody Marks. GT's rocking. Keenan Allen. Chris Brazzle. GT, I think Keenan Allen's retiring, my dude. But I could be wrong. If he doesn't retire, it's crazy good value at 173. So it's kind of one of those aggressive picks. Let's get back to the board. Travis Hunter, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, same situation. I don't know. I've taken him a few times, but Hatcher, Jenny really is the worst female character in movie history. My boy Forrest didn't deserve her. Yeah, she's fucking evil, man. Now I don't want to shame victim shame, and she did have a pretty traumatic, upbringing with her dad, the alcoholic, and clearly sexually assaulted her. But you know what? That's no excuse to treat essentially a mentally handicapped person that was a sweetheart, heart of gold, right, with Forrest Gump. And you know what that was, though? It's a great example of, it's like when someone doesn't want you, you like them more. And when someone clearly loves you, sometimes that pushes you away because you're like, I can always have that person. That's exactly what Jenny did. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's like kind of human nature. But Jenny, what a cunt, dude. Beautiful, beautiful lady. Robin Wright, all-time beauty. Love her. And you know what? She does play it perfectly too. I just wish she just stayed away from Forrest, or stayed with him the whole time, but she was too good for Forrest in her mind, or whatever the hell that was. Maybe she knew deep down, not to defend Jenny, maybe she knew deep down that she was not good enough for Forrest, and she wanted to protect Forrest, and then unfortunately she banged him, left in the middle of the night, and then, the hepatitis baby or whatever. Storey is very adamant that's hepatitis, not AIDS or HIV. I don't know. They kind of left it some ambiguity there. Sean Tucker, Tank Dell, Tajay Spears. There goes Geno Smith. So we need a running back, guys, and there's not a lot of good running backs available. But Trey Harris is available. That's cool. Okay, we're going to take running backs later. Don't give a shit. I like my 4. Okay. Thank you, Trey Harris. One of my favorite players to draft. It's kind of a playoff. My prediction that Keenan Allen's not coming back. I'm not saying Trey Harris is going to take that role because they're not the same. They're not the same player. Randomly, what came on today on my YouTube was Jackson Dart's Ole Miss highlights, and that's where Trey Harris went. So, like, I got to watch some Trey Harris in college. He's a fucking monster, dude. Very good after the catch, and he didn't get a chance to showcase that last year much. Yeah, get a chance to showcase a lot, very much at all in LA last year, but they took him. It was a second round pick, I believe. So he has some draft capital. He comps as that kind of move wide receiver. He can play Y. He can play actually. He's not a prototypical X like Quentin Johnson, but he could play all over the formation. And I'm curious to see if they play more 12 personnel there in LA, how they're going to deploy the two wide receiver sets. Right? You would think it's Quentin Johnson and Ladd McConkey. I think there's a chance it's Trey Harris. I really do, because he's kind of in between those two in terms of a mold of a player. It was Jamari Taylor. That's weird. I'm going to get my guy, Mason Taylor. I can't leave a draft without Mason Taylor. I'm singing to you.
That's a nice muscly throwing arm you got there.
Thanks.
Got a nice tip for you right here in my pocket for my arthritis. Why don't you reach in there and fish it out for yourself?
All right, let's see where we're sitting at right now, boys. We have Caleb Williams, Malik Willis, and Bryce Young at quarterback. The running backs are a little thin, but I like the room so far. Tiny Dancer, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Blake Corman, Rico Dowdle, Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Roma Dunze, DK Metcalf, Jalen Coker, Keyshawn Booty, and Trey Harris. Need one more receiver to round that off. The tight ends are solid. Mark Andrews, Juwan Johnson, Mason Taylor. Very unsexy. That is the most, like, frumpy tight end room of all time, but they give you head a lot, and you're allowed to get anal. That's the equivalent of a girl. Like, they're not the prettiest. Nice smile, though. Good personality, likes rock music and, like, watches football with you. And just a lot of BJs, and, every week or so after she's out of the shower and the rectum's clean, she lets you just enter her. And that's a nice perk of being with fat chicks. They let you fuck them in the ass. Most girls, it's not exactly their most enjoyable thing. How does that relate to fantasy football? I think I lost my mind.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
Forrest Gump gets a lot of hate in the community because it is kind of campy and some of it's pandering. I just love Tom Hanks. Just go back, look at Tom Hanks' IMDb, and just take a little look at that run he had. And let's just not forget a movie like Toy Story. I know it's an animated movie, but like that's just thrown in the most successful in the start of the whole Pixar generation. Tom Hanks is fuck, man. And then it pretty much culminates with Saving Private Ryan in 98 and then Castaway in 2000. But that run, starting with Philadelphia, and I'll go back and throw you the Burbs from 1988 with Corey Feldman, Bruce Dern, Rick Ducommun, Canadian actor. Rip to Rick Ducommun. He's dead now. He is fun fact, he is the dad in Scary Movie, the one that's like the drug addict, the drug dealer. Love that dude. Also, he's got a great role in Groundhog's Day. He's the town drunk. When he drives him home. I need a running back, bro. I need a running back. And there's not a lot of good ones. We're going to take a shot on George Halane. Let's do that. Okay, I need one more running back. Has to be a 6 running back team. I have 2 more picks. And there's some names here. One more running back, and then a deep wide receiver. I already know who I'm taking. Let's see where he's at. Okay. All righty, then. All right. Taking Ollie Gordon. And then there is just one more pick. We're going to do draft grades after this, guys. Again, I'll be on tomorrow night doing a couple more drafts. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Dynasty Diner with the Chaz. Can't wait for it. We haven't had him in on 3 weeks. Missed the Chaz. He knows ball. Talk all things NFL draft, NFL prospects regarding to landing spots for these guys, best and worst landing spots, as well as answering all your questions along the way. One more time to shout out to the Patreon bros. And if you are interested in joining the community, it's a good time to join because it is cheaper now than it will be once we start ramping up here in June and July. Appreciate all you guys. Hetzer, you especially for joining recently. Glad to have you aboard. Jonathan, for upgrading to get in the Dynasty League. Guys, we have the Dynasty startup here. We do still have one more spot in the Dynasty League. If anyone's interested in playing, the draft will be in May. We're getting everything pretty much set here early April. So one spot left. If we don't fill that spot, Ray and Chaz will just manage their own teams. As currently constructed, Ray and Chaz are splitting a team. Me and Storey are splitting a team. And then Nick O and Tom TD are splitting a team. So I'll just send one of those guys off and do their own, and we'll have a 12-teamer. If we get a couple more people, we'll do a 14-teamer. So there might be 2 spots open. All the details will be in the Discord or the Patreon. You got to get in the Discord first, and then we can talk if you want to get in this. It's a Dynasty startup, guys. Play with us. It's gonna be awesome. Hatcher, I'm poor, or I joined the Dynasty. All good. There's redrafts, Hetzer, you can join. I'm gonna have a $50 redraft, a cheap one. So if you want to hop in that one, I'll save you a spot in that because I do appreciate you. But besides just supporting your boy, a lot of perks here. The Discord, like I mentioned, the community fantasy leagues, 5, 6, or 7 of the redraft leagues, depending on how many people get on, guest appearances on the show, free merchandise giveaways, and the bets. Guys, I'm giving away hats and shirts every single month. And the bets. If you bet on your own, you lose. If you want to get into betting, 96 and 58, boys. professionalfanatics.com or link in the description for that. We have 2 more picks, up and 2 picks for the last pick of the draft. And this is going to be a wide receiver. And it's going to be, don't do it. I need this guy. Okay, it's going to be Jalen Tolbert. We're going to take a stack with Malik Willis. It's a really weird team. I'm curious to see how it breaks down when I look at it after the fact and see what you guys think. There goes Jalen Tolbert. We'll take Jalen Tolbert. Here's the team. Also, here's Helen Hunt. She's looking beautiful in this picture. Say hello to Helen. Hi, Helen. How you doing? You're ravishing today, Helen. Okay. Tavian Wicks. That's a fucking savvy pick from Mouth. Wow. Brock Purdy and CJ Stroud, ballsy with a 2 quarterback strategy for Mouth, but Brock Purdy might win MVP. If that happens, you're golden, my dude. Yeah, Hetzer, I'll keep that in mind for you. Like you said, I do appreciate your support, and you said you're poor. I appreciate you supporting me to get in the Discord, but you know what? Yeah, I'm sure you're going to love the decision because this is the fucking place to be. And I will save you that $50 spot. And you know what? We can make that a 14-team league as well. If I'm sure that's going to be a pretty hot commodity. We're going to go all the way up to 250. We'll do a 50, 100, 150, a 200, a 250, whatever people want. Everything is voted on. All the rules are voted on. All the payouts, the rosters, you name it, the platform, everything is voted on. That's how I like to operate. Okay. This guy's going to make his last pick, and we're going to go to the recap of the draft here, guys, and get some draft grades for GT, for Mouth, and myself. We had 3 of us in this draft. I know this is not as good of a team as I drafted on Draftkings the previous draft. That was an all-timer in my mind. This one seems a little bit more average, but I guess we will see, and I want to see what you guys think. Also, grade Mouse and GT's team before we take off here. Got about 5 minutes left. We're going to grade these teams. Any other questions you guys have? Anything you want to talk about? Get them in now, and I will answer them. You know, I never leave a show without answering every single question. I don't know how long I can keep that up if the show keeps on growing, and it does, you know, definitely in the football season, there's more people watching. It is hard, but I will stay on here for 4 hours to answer as many questions as I can. And what's going on here? So let's get to here we go. Here. This is my exposure. Here we go. It's this one. All right. Mouse team. Let's start with Mouse team here. Letter grades A through F. We can do A+. We can do A-. There's minuses and pluses. Mouth has Brock Purdy and CJ Stroud. Only 2 quarterbacks. That's a little bit aggressive, but, you know, he believes in CJ Stroud. Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Rashad White, Woody Marks, James Conner, and Aaron Jones. So very top heavy there, but 4 decent ancillary pieces. The wide receivers should be dope. Let's take a look. Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans, Jordan Tyson, Alec Pierce. That Alec Pierce pick is money. Pat Bryant, Jalen Knoll, Elijah Surratt, Dontavian Wicks, and Laporta, Kittle, and Freiermuth. I love that tight end room. So in terms of stacking, he has Purdy with Mike Evans and George Kittle. He has CJ Stroud with Woody Marks and Jalen Knoll. So double stack. He's learning the ways to be a Jedi. GT says, anyone know how to thicken up spaghetti sauce? Cum in it, I guess. Cum's pretty thick. I have no idea. I'm a grill master. I don't really cook too much. That's my wife's job. She needs to get in the kitchen. I'm just kidding. But for real, get in the kitchen. So this team, again, I'm gonna ding it a little bit because only 2 quarterbacks, with Brock Purdy not being super high, even though I like him better than his draft capital, where it says 95. CJ Stroud, not great in terms of quarterback 2, but that's a ding there. The running backs are solid. I wish you had a better 3, but Rashad White, Woody Marks should both get work. James Conner, there's some upside if he gets moved. And Aaron Jones actually is pick 170. That's crazy. You're going to pick 170. That makes the running back room, honestly, because you're going to get some early season production from Aaron Jones. Wide receiver room, I love Jordan Tyson. This is good. Jalen Waddle, I'm not the biggest fan of at 47, but Alec Pierce makes up for that pick. Pat Bryant's, I love Pat Bryant, but with Waddle being there, you have a lot of Denver. Surratt, Dontavian Wicks is a great pick. And then the tight ends are great. So I'm giving this one a B-. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's very aggressive. So I can see this being this team. If one of your quarterbacks gets hurt, you're fucked. This could be a 7th, 8th place team, but it could be, I don't think it's going to get first in the regular season, but it's built for the playoffs. So if you just got to get top 2, I think it could get 2nd place. You could sneak in there. And if you sneak in there, you're dangerous. You are dangerous. So I'm going to give it a B-. What do you guys think? Give me a letter grade for this team. I'll go slowly here down the line so you can look at the team. The stacks are nice. Okay, we're going to go to my team. Give me your letter grade for mouth while I go to my team. Let's go to GT's team next before I go to mine. So Drake May, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers. Not a bad quarterback room there. I like that. Hampton, Judkins, Jordan Mason. I can't believe Jordan Mason's going that much earlier than Aaron Jones. Hetcher says solid B for mouth, but Jordan Mason will be the touchdown guy there. Hampton, Judkins, Jordan Mason, Jonathan Brooks. We like that pick. Braylon Allen, Ray Davis. Those are my kind of guys there. They're guys that could get goal line work and are the handcuffs, we think. So Hetcher loves the team. GT says B. Running back room's fine. It's pretty balanced. I don't hate it. JSN, Ted McMillan, Carnell Tate, Michael Wilson, Shakir, Brazel, Keenan Allen, Trey Tucker, and Yoshi Bosch. Then Dalton Kincaid and Isaiah Likely. So your tight ends are a little suspect, similar to what I was worried about with Mouse team. I'll ding you a little bit there. The back end receivers, I'm just not a fan of. Chris Brazel, he can go to a good spot way early. Keenan Allen might retire. Trey Tucker, they might bring someone in alpha in. And then Yoshi has just disappointed. They don't like what he did last year. He dropped a lot of passes and he's slow. I've always loved Yoshi though, but I'm just telling you the reports I've heard. I don't love the back end receiver room. But the running backs is a nice little solid room, and I like the quarterbacks. I'm giving this a C+. I think there was definitely some misses. I know he said he got auto drafted a few picks. Like I said, I'm always going to give it to you straight. I might even say C. Actually, I'm going to go C. I just don't love this team. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I just can't make sense of a lot of the later picks, and that's just my flavor and what I think. Trey Tucker, I think, is fine, but the Keenan Allen thing, it could kill you. I don't know, 236 ADP. I think you reached on a couple of those guys, and then Yoshi, I've never seen him really get drafted. Carnell Tate could be a move player for you. I know you said you got auto drafted. I do love Michael Wilson. I do like the running backs though. I like what you did there at the end. I think I see some upside there. So I'm gonna go solid C, and then we're gonna go to my squad. You guys got to vote on who won the draft. So we have Caleb Williams, Malik Willis, and Bryce Young. I really do like that quarterback room. I could have just rolled with Caleb and Malik Willis, but Malik is unproven. Caleb might take, who knows, maybe takes a step back. I don't foresee it happening, but you never know. 3rd-year quarterback. Also losing DJ Moore. Running backs, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Blake Corum, Rico Dowdle, George Halani, and Ali Gordon. GT, I love a C. You won't make the playoffs with this. If Tate doesn't go to New Orleans, you post regular season. All right, so Walker, ETN, Blake Corum, Rico Dowdle, George Holani, Ollie Gordon. I do like that running back room. We'll see how the wide receivers shook out. Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Roma Dunze, DK Metcalf, Jalen Coker, Keyshawn Boutte, Trey Harris, and Jalen Tolbert. So the stacks are Caleb and Roma Dunze. Malik is stacked with Trey Harris, and Bryce Young is stacked with Coker. So I have a stack on all of these guys. And the tight ends are Mark Andrews, Juwan Johnson, Mason Taylor. My boy, Mason Taylor. So I'm trying to think. It's a pretty balanced team. I don't really have any. Like my tight end are late. The tight ends are probably the weakness, but I have 3 of them, and I love Mason Taylor. So tight ends probably the weakness, but that's why you have 3. Wide receivers pretty balanced. It's my first share of Jalen Coker. I guess there was no one else I liked. Keyshawn Boutte, I love. Trey Harris, Jalen Tolbert. That's a last round pick, but paired with Malik Willis. If they bring in a player like Casey Concepcion, I'll love Jalen Tolbert more. If they bring in a player like a Chris Brazzle, but a bigger X receiver on day 2, even maybe day 1, I won't like Tolbert as much. He's gonna be on the field though. And the running backs, Blake Corum and Rico Dowdle are both kind of similar players. They're going to get similar work, right? 12, 14 touches a game. They should get some goal line work. Rico should get the goal line work. Blake Corum, they have a lot of goal line work to go around. Travis Etienne was probably a touch too early, but Kenneth Walker was a touch too late, so that evens out. And then Holani and Ollie Gordon is whatever. And the quarterbacks I like. So I'm giving this one a B+. I actually do like this team. Not as much as the DraftKings team. Am I crazy? Tell me if I'm being too biased. What do you guys think? I don't see the weakness in this team. I don't think it's the sexiest team, but I do have a stack with every single quarterback. So I got that one. Is that your first draft, GT? If that's your first draft, then definitely, bro. So yeah, the weakness is tight end, I guess. But again, I like these guys. So, Hetcher says A-. Nice. I like the team I drafted earlier. The earlier team on DraftKings was better than this. Just because I got every break imaginable and every guy I was like putting in my queue, and I'd take someone else would last the next round. But Mouth, you know what? Payback's a bitch, my dude, because the previous draft you were doing that. And I hate drafting. It sucks that we had to draft next to each other again. Mouth says B+. So yeah, I think we had a pretty solid night drafting. This is I went 2 for 2 in my mind on these drafts. And you know what? It's one of those things that the more you do it, and this is why best ball is what it is. This is practice for me. This is fun for me. And I like to make money, but yeah, I do like my back end receivers as well. This is what we're all prepping. This is all prep, guys. This is why I want to really, really emphasize. Do not Mouth. You got to be careful about this too. I don't know how many fantasy leagues you're planning on playing. You don't even want 1-to-1 in terms of buy-in for best ball to redraft. I want 5-to-1, 5 times as much money in redraft. Again, I'm a degenerate, but 5 times as much money. If you're looking for money, 5 times as much in redraft as best ball. So I'm going to do about $1,000 in best ball. I want at least $5,000 in redraft. That insulates me from the potential losses I'll have in best ball because these are tournaments. If you're playing a lot of tournaments, especially because it's tough to return money. You have to advance to the second round just to like double up your money in a lot of these leagues, which is not going to happen in very many of these teams. Now, the upside is you can make $10,000 in one of these tournaments, maybe $100,000. It's rare. Someone has to win, but redraft, we will always win because we can make moves and we have this community and we will make the proper trades, pick up the proper free agents, start the right guys, those kind of things. Best ball, it's out of our control once we draft. So I want to emphasize to everybody, I'm not one of those people. It's like, got to be responsible. Like we're all adults here, right? But best ball can get out of control. And especially we're drafting this early. Like we don't want to have $800 in best ball and do $600 in redraft. That's a bad ratio. You probably will lose money. I want 5-to-1. So if you do $200 in best ball, you should have $1,000 in redraft if that's the proper ratio. But I guess my point is that these best ball drafts are all leading us to the main event. That is our redrafts. And like I was saying, these teams are great today. I've had some days where they weren't that great, but now I'm 20 drafts in. Like this is automatic. I know who I can get. I have contingency plans left and right for my guys. I have a feel for the drafts. It just comes more natural. So the idea is once we get to redraft season, guys, you're on autopilot. You know exactly where all these guys were going in May and June and July, and you know who's good value now, who's bad value, who should go where, how to build teams, etc. So that's why we do these best balls and we don't do mock drafts, because mock drafts are for bitches. Fake bullshit. People don't fucking pay attention. They quit the draft. I don't believe in those at all. And they just don't tell you that when you sign up for mock drafts.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie.
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
All right, guys. What a great stream. Not gonna lie, I was a little tired going into the stream. I was playing house with my wife all day and taking care of her, which I'm not complaining about. Just zapped me a little bit. I had to wake up early to sit with the surgery for her. A couple brews later, a couple drafts later. Great comments, great community. Appreciate you guys. You guys got my night going. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go watch some film and finish up some NFL draft stuff I have to do. I'm on my third wave of watching these players, evaluating these players, doing this stuff for you guys, so you don't have to. You can just watch the show with me and my elite group of guests and get different perspectives every single night of the week, guys. So that's going to do it for me. I am out of here. Again, if you want to support the channel and join the community, more importantly, professionalfanatics.com, go to the description of this video to go to the website, go to the Patreon, get in the Discord, get in the community. Those of you that are in there, I appreciate that. And we have Mouth here with a $10 banger. What a guy. Bro, it's different for me. It's a real gameplay against expert level players. It's literally gameplay going against you, Rob. That's like prize fight shit. Appreciate it, man. Like I always tell everyone, best ball, I'm a little newer to. This is like my 5th year doing best ball. Last year I did about 500. So I've done 1,500 best balls, but these are like appetizers, right? But I have played, if I want to do the math, the lowest I've done for redrafts, like actual, and none of these are under $50. Like the lowest I do is 100. Typically they're all 250s. Since I think 2010 is when I started the degenerate shit. So I've had 15 years of 20 plus leagues per year. So do the math. That is 300 leagues in the last 15 years. That is a lifetime of, that's more than a lifetime. If you play 3 leagues for 60 years, that's 180 leagues, for instance. So I have played a lifetime of fantasy, and that's why I wanted to do the channel, because I was doing this shit working full time for fun. Also, you know, the money was nice. It was my winter job. I've lost money 1 year. 1 year out of 15, I actually lost money in fantasy. And some years I win, you know, $700 or $800, which isn't a lot when you have $6,000 in. But I've had years where I doubled and tripled up. But that is, I mean, that's, I don't advise playing that many leagues. It's a full fucking time job besides just a show. But the idea is when you're locked in like that with that many leagues, to Mouth's comment, I appreciate you, Mouth. You get the experience level and the knowledge and just the feel of, you know, there's a big difference. And Mouth is a real life NFL guru, and I'm not quite there. I think I know a pretty good deal about ball. Fantasy is a little different. So there's just different angles, and some players are great fantasy players and bad real life players. A lot of guys are good at both. Some guys are bad at both. Quentin Johnson, for instance. But it takes a lot of years. And again, that's why you guys are tuning in the show, because, you know, a lot of these guys, I feel like all the guys, Matthew Berry, the guys, they're all frauds. They've mailed it in. They're not playing many leagues. They're just doing it for a paycheck, and a very good paycheck, where I am obviously trying to make money as well. This is my job, but I know if I'm giving you guys the picks and the players and everything that I'm doing, right? I stream all of my actual redrafts. And I know if I do well, I'm going to both win money for myself, which I sorely need, as well win money for you guys, which should in turn come back a little bit in my pocket, because why not tip the bartender, right? You heard that phrase. So that's the difference. I'm not saying things for clicks ever. I never say things like, oh my God, this guy's terrible, or this guy's great. Like Travion Henderson, I truly believe he's not very good. He's not special. I'm not saying that to make a short to get my shit viral, because fuck that. That's not the way I want to build this brand. The brand is being built on blood, sweat, and tears, and good calls, gambling calls, making y'all money. So show them the best ball team, the second best ball team I ever drafted. I think I could find it after one combo. Let's see. Which one is it, Mouth? Is it in the Discord? If you guys want to take a look at what the Discord looks like, guys, this is it. I can go to the rate my lineup. Which one is it? Mouth. Is it this one? It's gonna be hard to see. Sorry. Is it this one? Jaden Daniels. No, that's not the one. It's the other one. This is the Mouth team that you're talking about, right? Oh, okay. So it was the first one. My bad. So this is Mouse, one of his earlier ones. Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Mendoza, Chase Brown, Jalen Warren, Jadarian Price. He loves Jadarian Price. Again, Mouth is very adamant that Jadarian Price is going to be a second-round pick to Detroit to essentially fill that Montgomery role and also insulate them if they let Gibbs walk. He could take over that role. That's Mouth's take. Jordan Mason, Chris Rodriguez. Love that value there. George Helani, Jerome Ford, Jamar Chase, Drake London, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin. God, Terry McLaurin as a 4 is just deadly, bro. Keyshawn Boutte, Trey Tucker, Kyle Williams, and then Laporta, Kenyon Sadiq, and Mason Taylor. That tight end room, that's the greatest tight end room ever because you could have been fine with just Sam Laporta and Mason Taylor. Now you have the inherent upset of Kenyon Sadiq if he goes to a spot like Baltimore or the Chiefs. I know he wouldn't be the starting tight end there, but he would have some blow-up weeks. If he goes to a team that just needs a starting tight end. Yes, this was, I thought, the best team. The quarterbacks alone, bro. There's some stacking there. I do love this team. The tight ends and the quarterbacks and like the running backs or wide receivers are both very good. But like when you don't have a flaw, right? That's the key. Is like if you have all 4 spots, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, they're all fine. That's okay. But if you have no flaws and you have 2 elite spots, whether it be a quarterback or tight end, or a quarterback, running back, right? Running back, wide receiver. And you can bail yourself out in the quarterback and tight end room when you have good skill players, like things like that's how you build great teams. You don't want any weaknesses and you want some elite spots. So yeah, appreciate that. Mouth is the man. Downtown Sports Boys, link in the description. Tomorrow's show. What do you got on tap for tomorrow, Mouth? Is it more NBA stuff? I know he's in the NBA mode right now. Downtown Sports, link in the description, guys. They had Iron Eagle on their motherfucking show. Like every year they have Iron Eagle on their show, as well as a bunch of guys. They had Imagine Dragons. As much as I shit on that band, pretty big ass band they had in their show. I just have like Ray and Mouth and Storey on the show. So one day I'll have some reputable guests. Maybe one day I can write to Helen Hunt's team and I'll have Helen Hunt on the show and we can have like a sexual FaceTime. Man, that'd be great. I think my wife would approve because there's no threat with Helen Hunt, right? No threat. I don't think there's a threat. So, all right, boys, there it is. Great night drafting. Appreciate all of you. You know what? Just for Mouth, for that last $10 holler at the end of the show, we're going to pop a chug for you just because why the fuck not? I got some film to watch. I like to do it a little buzzed. Keeps me more engaged. Here you go. Hey, Mouth. Oh, yeah, NBA. We're probably going to speak about the plane crash. Yeah, I just heard about that today. Canadian airline. Pretty wild. Only 2 people died or something, so it's not the worst in the world. But anyways, if you are interested, here's the Discord layout. I can just lay out one more time. We have the private chat for the Patreon members, which is essentially in a month, it's going to be only Patreon members. So anyone that's in there that's watching the show that's not in the Patreon, they gave you a year, honestly. But that's going to be over with. You got to pay to join the community. The gambling picks here. We have the general chat, memes. We have start, sit, drop, ad, rate my lineup, trade questions, and gambling questions. So it's all broken up, as well as individual conversations you can get in the DMs of all the co-hosts of the show, me and Mouth. We have a troll in here. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You're banned. Yeah, for the next till April 5th, it is $2 a month. After April 5th, it is up to $5 a month for the Discord. So get it now for $2. If not, get it. If you want to wait, it'll actually cost you more money if you just want to wait for the football season to start. I understand that some people are just going to join for the football season. That's not quite the spirit of what I want. I want to stay in the community, also keep the show going, right? And you will want to because you're going to make a lot of money. So, all right, that's it for me. Appreciate Mouth, your supports, and you just being the pretty much the moderator of the chats. helping me when I miss comments and everything. You're the man, GT, Hetzer. We love you guys. Get in now. GT says mouth. That's what she said. We like it when they say that, not when they say don't get in now. So I am out of here, guys. Tomorrow will be probably 10 p.m. Central. We'll do another couple drafts. Wednesday's a Chaz. Thursday's my birthday. It'll be a late show. That'll be with Big Ray, kind of an open bar thing. Big week. And then next week, we start with NFL draft stuff. The premiere of Downtown Fanatics with me and Mouth once a week on Tuesday night. That show's going to be Tuesday nights. Downtown Fanatics talking everything NFL draft and prospect related. So I'm out of here, guys. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. Hope you guys have a great night. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you really soon. Peace.
Just seemed like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what? Nothing. Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right, if you need me.